should have let off. I probably should have let off this episode with some warnings about body horror.
Yeah. This is KarsaKKWx. Karsa's my name. KKWX is my empire. Here today with my friends as we are playing Faults of Man, run by our GM Cormac. Let's get to it.
The last time we were on this game, because it definitely wasn't last week. I don't even know if it was the week before that. But it doesn't matter. Last episode, session, whatever. Moving on. You guys had finished up on Housefag Island. Got the absolute shit scared out of you, except for one of you, who refuses to acknowledge that the supernatural exists.
You're all just overreacting. Attacked by zombies? Nah.
Yeah, you preempted me on that one. Is after doing a lot of math, you guys finally got a projected course for where you should go. On the way there, a smaller boat crashed into you, and then zombies. Weirdly enough, it did not seem like the zombies came from the boat, or did they? You're not sure, but the zombies were everywhere, way too fast, especially for the rate they were moving. Yeah. See, that was a weird thing, because then once you killed all of them, all the bodies disappeared. So were they real? I mean, the damage they caused was real enough.
Yeah, I suppose.
I don't know, because I mean, here's the thing, right? The boat crashed into our boat, therefore, boat-on-boat action happened, and that can get a bit messy in the high seas. And then, I remember we did a lot of shooting around the place.
Yeah.
Well, not me, I mean, well, yes, technically I did shoot. But other people, mainly NPCs, could have been running around with like sledgehammers, rocket launchers. We don't know. And they could have done all the damage. And then that is a completely natural explanation, which is probably what the voice in the back of Grover's head's telling them. All these twats going on about spookiness. Nah, it was assholes with heavy weaponry.
I bet maybe it's not for the fact that Grover shot and quote unquote killed like 3 of them.
I was referencing the physical damage done to people by the bites.
Also true.
Fair.
We saw the first mate get pretty fucked up, if I recall correctly.
No. Well, a little bit. Yeah, kinda. I bet more Dr. Megan, who basically got almost KO'd by them.
Oh yeah, also
Well,
true.
She was in a room most of that engagement with Sawyer, so...
I mean, they could be love bites.
Exactly.
It'd be very awkward for the other med tech that was in the room at the time. Harrowing experience. You did realize that your calculations were correct, as you almost collided with the prize fall, as it came out of a fog. I came out of, I meant you guys actually went into a fog. Fog's still there. And that is where we were picking up. You guys have latched the will to power onto the side of the prize fall, so basically the giant passenger liner will drag your ship with it. Hopefully, you guys will know where your ship is at any given time then. And it won't float away or get destroyed or fly off into the distance.
I mean, if it starts flying, that'd be concerning for a lot of reasons. It's a boat, it could be floating.
Or gain sentience and decide to start eating you.
The boat was actually a mimic all along.
Oh god, it's a boat mimic! Somebody get Helios!
No, see, here's the thing, right? In that meme, it's not the boat that's the mimic, it's the fog.
Dude, I'm not ripping off Stephen King.
No, I was thinking of that short where they're going on about all the stuff that's mimics, and then it's like, oh, so I guarantee I pick up the bottle and it turns into mimic, and it's like, no, actually, the liquid inside is the mimic that you just poured into someone.
Customers.
Pretty much. I think it was when one of the players has clearly pissed the DM off enough.
You joke, but I don't want to get too off topic. Actually, no. We had this conversation after game.
But so yeah, we were picking up right there with the ship or your ship having latched onto the much bigger ship, because I will throw you guys the dimensions of the. Oh right,
Yeah, the fade out last game was basically everyone sort of standing on deck looking at the prize fall, was it? As it like
Yep.
comes out of, or not exactly comes out of, but comes close enough to start grinding up against the side for some nicer boat on boat action with
Yeah.
the pan out shot of this big ass ship sitting right next to our big ass ship, even though that one's like 3 big ass ships still taped together.
Yeah. So for
Perfect.
reference, the total length of the prize fall is 213.8 meters. If you want to know what that is in feet, do it yourself. You have Google. It has 10 decks, which is double the amount of decks you guys have. For reference, I believe the width is 27.5 meters. I believe that's what the beam measurement is. I'm not entirely sure on that, but moving on. But if you look at the blueprint layout I have put up into Foundry, I believe I killed all the lighting, so you guys should be able to see it without a token.
Yeah.
Okay. If you look, all of the decks are listed on the right in English. On the left is in Italian, but that is because I ripped this from a real-world Italian ship.
For those
totally
for
haven't done
those
that with the
watching
castle.
for those watching on the replay, basically it makes our ship look like a freaking skip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I
so-
said that. This ship dwarfs ours, and we're in a kind of fairly big ship.
Yeah. So from top to bottom, the top deck is the Belvedere deck. That is mostly a hangout spot. It's not quite the same where most of the passengers would hang out, but it is a deck that is related or relegated to where passengers can go, where crew would stand to watch for icebergs and whatnot. Although I don't know what lettuce has to do with this.
Boo.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: if you see a lettuce coming at you at speed out in the ocean, someone messed up.
Exactly. Especially when it's the size of an iceberg.
Exactly.
Deck 2, the next one down, is the Sun deck. Again, another passenger deck. This is where people would hang out with chairs and lounge at. So, given that it's a passenger ship, a lot of the exterior decks are meant for passengers to be on. So they are very big, very open. The next deck down, the Lido deck, is where the bridge would be, I think. Is that or the boat deck? It's one of the two. No, it'd have to be up one, so it'd be on the Lido deck. Deck 4, the boat deck. This is the second to last exterior deck, and this is the deck where the life rafts would be attached to. Well, one of them at least. You can see it on the floor. I believe if you look at the aft, you can see like two crane-like structures. I believe that is loading cranes. One of them might also have another life raft attached to it. Looking at the Pride's Fall, there are no life rafts on or attached to it currently.
Makes sense. They're probably used whenever people abandon ship.
Yep. The next deck down is the Promenade deck. This would be the last exterior deck and the one most often, or that would have the most amount of passengers. I lied. Deck 6 is the last one. The upper deck only has exterior access on the aft. Then you have the foyer deck. This is the main internal. This is the main internal deck for where passengers would hang out. This would be where all the recreation rooms would be. That's where the ballroom is at. Although the ballroom would actually take up two decks. It would take up both the promenade and boat deck. Or sorry, upper and promenade. Or foyer and upper. God damn it. And then the next three decks down are lettered A, B, and C. This is where sleeping quarters and cargo would be. A deck is where the passengers would sleep. B deck is where the crew sleeps. C deck is cargo, hence C.
Makes sense to me.
C deck is also where the main engine room is. And A and B would have different minor engineering sections for distributing water for like showers and whatnot. The foyer deck is also where the galley would be.
Okay. Could I ask a couple of questions to refresh information from past sessions?
Sure.
You mentioned that there's no life rafts, but to my recollection, there were no survivors found when the ship went missing, correct?
Correct. So that would mean that if they used the life rafts, then the life rafts also sank or were never found and did eventually sink.
Okay.
Or somebody dropped them and everybody died on board. Who knows?
True. It's a mystery.
Yeah. Or maybe they never did get a chance to use them and then just over time the line snapped and fell off. Kind of hard to tell from this distance.
Fair enough. I said that as if I had plural questions, but I actually just had the one. So,
I
continue.
I got a question for you. This is, if memory serves, this is from like the 1940s or something, isn't it?
50s, but yeah.
Right. And what like current in-game year are we in?
2024.
Right. So we're in now. On looking at this big ass ship, as you know, everyone's like roping the two ships together. Like, does it look like a ship that's been adrift to the open elements and everything?
Yeah, you can see there's a lot of rust on the outside. You can tell that there's some of the rust is definitely starting to eat through in some parts of the hulls. You can see on the I can't say the upper decks because one of them is called the upper decks, but definitely above the water line, there are parts of the hull where you can see into the second hull.
All right, yeah. So it's definitely a legit thing to assume that if life rafts were still attached, they have corroded and been dropped since.
They probably would have been fucking useless even if they still existed. Because while this ship, like the Titanic, would be mostly made out of metal, the life rafts would have been mostly wood. They would have rotted a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like any bit of like insight into like what happened could be important.
Sure.
Especially since we were attacked by zombies. Grover's willing to be a little bit more suspicious now.
A good question to be, would it appear as if maybe there has been some kind of explosion on this ship?
Not that you have seen so far. Unfortunately, trying to circle it from the outside is kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
With a ship your size.
So,
Good news is you have drones.
Yeah, so basically what you're saying is there is a non-0% chance that this probably had some kind of methane explosion, which is very dangerous at sea.
Maybe. Somebody who went through go through and pilot the drones around notes that there isn't any large scale damage, so it's not like you get around the other side and oh shit, there's a giant hole in the side.
Oh damn! And there I was hoping that we were going to find evidence that this is actually the Mary Celeste 2.0.
No, Magica wanted to do something with that, so I didn't bother, or at least keeps bringing it up. One of the two.
It's thought to have been an ethanol explosion.
I'm aware.
And who cares about corn?
Well, in character actions would basically be, I'm going to document the fuck out of this thing.
Oh, fair. Everybody
definitely get as best as, because like normally they have like a big sign on the side. Like I don't know the proper term for it, but it's like the nameplate kind of idea.
Yeah, it's there.
It'll have that stuff. Yeah, like document it so that we have irrefutable proof of this as the actual ship that we were looking for.
Yeah. Actually, there is a quite heated argument going on between the captain and Ross Hendrix. Ross Hendrix wants people to get on the boat or get on the Pretzball like right fucking now, and the captain, who in the middle of this is actually getting backed up by the security chief Nawali, is basically saying, no, not yet. You picked us to lead this for a reason, so we are going to do everything, or going to make sure it's safe to even step foot on it before we do anything. That includes pre-documentation, everything as we go through and make sure it's even safe to be on. Because for all I know, if we put it even, I don't know, 70 kilos of extra weight on it, it'll sink. Something could give. And Ross starts going through a bunch of statistics like, this is a fucking 20-ton ship. What the fuck is 70 extra kilos gonna do? Fuck is GRT?
I don't
gross
say
register
it.
charge.
Yeah, I don't say it, but I'm definitely thinking you'd be fucking surprised what 20 extra kilos could do to a several ton ship.
Yeah, that's kind of the
It's
point.
already looking like Swiss cheese.
Yeah, that's kind of the point that the captain's trying to make. Sorry, 30,000.
Yes. The security chief is basically saying, hey, look, if you want to go onto that ship and explore it now, we can't stop you.
That actually does get brought up, and Ross is like, man,
I
that's
don't
what I pay
know.
you guys for.
Yeah,
And then-
I don't know. I mean, I get the impression that Nuali would stop him.
Maybe
Or-
not. Depends how he's feeling that day.
It probably depends on how he feels, and also has he been paid? Like, these are probably the two most important things. Has he paid me yet? And do I feel like saving this dumbass?
It really comes down to the contract, which. Well, hold on. Let me go through your stats real fast. Maybe one of you does have something you can throw real fast. Oh, not NPCs.
I want to say that I have bureaucracy of 10 points.
Oh no, it'd be law.
Damn.
Alright, so none of you have law. But fuck it. Have everybody just roll me an intelligence real fast. It's funny.
Uh-oh.
This can only end badly.
Okay, so highest intelligence score. Let's go. Nice.
That's in statistics, right?
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
That was the exact perfect roll for this.
Oh.
That is amazing.
Oh, one of you succeeded. That's really all that matters. But Dr. Megan, you know that as far as the contract is concerned, the contract is complete whether or not Ross Hendrix survives. As long as the ship, the Pride's Fall, makes it back to a dry dock. So yeah, Nuali's like, I don't care, go fucking kill yourself. Yep, because Ross does not care. All he wants is the prestige of as long as his name's on it, and that's part of the contract too, is if it gets back, you guys only get paid if he's given credit for it, or at least his name is credited somewhere. Yeah, you don't care. I mean, he does, but it's the thing of...
Ross Hendrix died with his crowning achievement being captaining the ship that pulled the Pride's Fall back to port. A whole pile of people got paid a shit ton of money, but he died in mysterious circumstances.
I mean, fair enough, but you guys can kill him if you want. At that point, like, you might have bigger issues of other people having things and dealing with conscience and all that other shit. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, this all started because Buddy wants to go on the ship, and that's currently deemed too dangerous.
Well, it's currently deemed, we don't know yet, so how about you let us find out? Because everybody else wants to get paid, so doing it right is the best way to do it. And you can get paid if you're dead, technically, but you can't spend it if you're dead. So what's the point of having it?
Okay, so I'm gonna go see if we've got a ship's chaplain so I can change my religion to Egyptian.
I mean, sure, but they'll look at you and go, I'm not certified.
This is
on
not
that
a
one.
religion. That's a country.
I mean, that Grover can say if he want, but the chap will be like, I'm not internet certified on that one.
So yeah, I mean, basically, my thing is just to sort of do the documentation as one does of the the stuff that people are doing.
Yeah,
Because there's
No.
not really anything I can physically do to assist. Outside of like some manual labor type stuff, and if asked, I will assist. If not, I will
Yeah.
document.
So the next few hours, actually probably the next couple days, just to be safe, we'll go by mostly with a lot of people staying on the will to power. A couple people do like throw up grappling hooks onto the railings of the ship to test the railings, and a couple of them break. It's a bit problematic just due to you never know how much weight the railing's going to be able to take. So the big question is trying to figure out how to get people up onto the deck. One of the suggestions was, well, that hole is kind of big. How about we just widen it out and we just step on from there? To which he immediately gets backhanded by one of the engineering goes, well, that would work if there weren't these things called waves, which would then flood the upper decks, or could potentially start flooding the upper decks. So
Out of interest, the deck of our ship, of the will to power, the standard deck, that would be where height-wise versus this one.
A deck.
A deck. Okay.
Yeah, because the what would be top deck of your ship only goes up to the upper deck of this one, and the top deck of your ship is probably only 15 meters long, because it is there. That is an observation deck. It is there to that is you standing on top of the bridge, being like, okay, we're not gonna hit anything. But you eventually comes to the conclusion that it's going to have to be a combination of throwing up ropes, hoping that the railings last, and using the ladders built onto the side of the ship so that if people go overboard, they can climb back up. Yes, all ships have them. They're kind of hard to see from a distance.
Yeah, but they are there.
Yeah. The problem with those is they're not traditional ladders in the sense. They are literally just divots carved into the side. So grabbing on those, you risk the problem of grabbing onto rusted, sharpened metal and stuff giving way. This is a long way.
Tetanus.
Yeah, this is a long way around of me saying there's ways to get on the ship. I am just setting the image of it ain't easy at first. Once you guys get up there, it'll be much easier to like anchor down.
Drop down a ladder or some shit. Yeah. Like a rope ladder.
Yeah, and to like rivet it into the actual deck, finding a place where it'll hold. Then after that, you guys get a speech by Ross of he's so proud of everybody, blah blah blah. We finally found it. The hardest part's done. It's smooth sailing ahead of us. That's attempting to rally troops. It doesn't go over well.
It's not the easy part though. The hard part starts now.
Hey, welcome to the CEO. He eventually steps down, and while he starts handing out oh god, not orders.
Assignments.
Yes, thank you. Jesus Christ, too many words.
Nah, just one of his tortured servants.
Jesus Christ. But, yeah, so at any given time, only about 60% or no, 40% of the crew will be on the pride's fall, so it's only about 20 people. Because just in case if something goes wrong, there needs to be more people available to help than getting fucked up.
I mean, we already got ambushed once out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, that's actually easier to deal with than a deck collapsing onto 6 people.
True.
I mean,
So-
the main problem with that is when the deck collapses, you can't exactly tell people to hit the deck because the deck's hitting them.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing: you can order them to hit the deck. Then they'll just hold up whatever they can get out. You know, thumbs up, and just be like, "Succeeded, sir. Permission to die now."
Well, then you just simply tell them permission denied.
Then they can't die. That's how it works.
Yeah,
It's in
you're-
the rules.
If you've been told by your boss you're not allowed to die, well, then that's just how it works.
I'll take my court martial in hell. Blah.
Damn, the one way around it.
All right. As far as assignments go,
I'm sure somebody's
very-
tried to court-martial a corpse before.
I'm now picturing like an entire film series of like 8 hours worth of movie that is literally just a dude being court-martialed as his punishment in hell.
fair enough.
Over
Actually-
and over again.
I mean, like
Yeah.
I said, I'm sure somebody's tried to court-martial a corpse before.
That sounds like a very British thing to do.
I have low expectations of humanity, but I don't think my expectations are quite that low yet.
I'm pretty sure if I dig through enough legal records, I could probably find something where somebody tried to sue somebody who was already dead. And not the estate, the actual person.
It has happened.
Yeah. So if that shit's happened, I think
We had one here just a few years back where a guy passed away and his wife was taken to court over debts that he had, and she turned up because, you know, executor of the estate and everything, as a representative because the court case was naming him specifically. And basically the defense was, here's a grave digging shovel. Oh wait, that's right, he was cremated. You want to go get him? And eventually the judge was like, just throw the damn case out.
yeah. Alright. Dumb humans aside. Wait, no, there's dumb human on your ship. The assignments, I'm not gonna go through all of them right now, but basically step one of this, and you guys do this ahead of time, is basically you guys have looked at the outside of the ship as best as you can, which unfortunately doesn't tell you much about the inner workings of the ship. So people are gonna have to go inside. Step one is getting down to the engine room and basically giving a good once over to the lower 3 decks, A, B, and C, to make sure that there isn't any major problems. You guys are expecting leaks, but given that the ship is still floating, and you can still see as much of the ship as you were supposed, or that you think you should, that any leaks on there are pretty minor. Which also would mean that the pumps are still working.
Which is a tiny bit more bothersome, in retrospect.
Yeah, a little bit. But anyway. So
How do you change nautical miles into literal miles? Because, you know, miles per gallon might be different at sea.
well, steam engine.
Well, it's definitely different then.
Yeah, the prize fall is run by steam turbines. But so as far as the assignments go, it will be Dr. Boucher, the head of the engineering, is going. They are taking KK with them. 3 members of the security team, and because he still kind of doesn't like you, Ski Mask, you're going with. He's like, if I'm gonna lose somebody,
Hey,
He actually says that too. He's just like, yeah, I don't mind if I lose you.
Damn.
Nuwali has no chill. If you guys haven't figured it out.
I mean, he's pretty nice with me. He's pretty chill with me, for the most part.
Okay. You're right. Nuwali has no chill once you hit a certain threshold, and that threshold is not very high.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's about that high.
Come hell or high water.
And then 2 other nameless security goons that he also doesn't like. This is if the deck collapses on you, I'm gonna try to save you because it's what I'm paid to do, but that's about as far as it goes. Then, Grover, you are also getting picked to go with because you, the landing point that they have picked, or not landing point, the embarkation point that they have picked. Come on, there you are. Is the aft on the boat deck. So before heading down to the engineering room, because you would actually be closer to it, they want you guys to check out the bridge just to make sure, just for a quick once-over. They just want to see how much of the instrumentation is working. Basically, they want to know if the compass is working. That's the big one, and whether the wheel will turn.
Makes sense to me.
So that's 6. Oh, Dr. Megan, you got involunteered because you're already injured. So if you catch tetanus, it's whatever. No, that's not how it's actually happening. It just so happens that you are the second most skilled surgeon on the ship. So if any triage needs to happen on the Pride's Fall, you are in the best position to do it. And Dr. Chen's like, I'm not risking myself. What's wrong with you? And besides, I have more painkillers for you to test out. Actually, I'm pretty sure my current formula boosts immune system. So if you did get cut by rusty metal, we can see if it's actually counteracting the tetanus. Yes.
Doesn't know yet. That's the fun part.
Yeah. The side effect is whatever you tell me it is.
Side effects are the funnest part.
Side effects may include, he stops. You're supposed to fill those in because you're the one who's be experiencing it. That was his attempt at a joke.
I just picture that as going into every American pharmaceutical advert with the side effects listed in a really fast announcer voice. But it's like every single one of them at the same time.
God, that would blow out somebody's ears. I'll handle the bookkeeping in a second. Keiran, you're also being asked to go with because they want somebody who actually knows what they're doing with a camera. And unfortunately, there's like 2, and you're better than the other guy.
Yay!
Man, all the PCs are going on the boat, guys. This is really weird.
I'm sure everything will be fine.
Yeah, and then there is another member of the command team going with to help Grover look over the instrumentation, and I don't know, some random guy who's like, I volunteered. Somebody's like, yes, cool.
Means I don't have to go.
You're already on there.
I'm talking about the random volunteer. You said somebody as a volunteered, another person said, hey, yes.
Oh.
I low key, like, if Robert wasn't picked, he would have volunteered. He'd be sitting on his ass all day.
Yeah. So, to handle the bookkeeping, Karsa, or anybody that's down hit points, go ahead and roll a constitution check.
Oh, hey, that's me.
It'll be funny.
It's Con, right?
Yeah.
Let's go! We're up to 9!
Alright, let's go with day 2.
Oh, yo again?
Yeah.
Damn.
Alright, well, you guys didn't critical failure.
Yeah.
How close are you to full health, by the way, Karsa?
She's still under half.
Oh, let's go! I'm winning the race! I'm gonna win the race!
And that's when you get your crit fail.
Yeah, so, Karsa, I leave it to you whether or not you want to pop the painkillers now. Alright, go ahead and roll 3d6.
That's the spirit. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah.
Grover and Megan both got injured in the first fight, and ever since, they've been racing their way back to full health. And Grover's gonna win if he didn't get killed by zombies, almost.
That is way under average.
It really is. That's under average for 2d6, let alone 3d6.
Yeah, so I think the average of 3d6 is what, 10.5?
Yeah, 0.5 / 11.
Alright. But the other random guy I'm going to say is also from the comms team. He's just going to check the radio equipment.
Alright. And Grover will be sure to double check his work, because Grover trusts no one on the ship. He's like, if I want something done, I gotta do it myself. At this rate.
Yep. All right. So, you guys eventually gear up. Nawali will personally throw the grappling hook up and check it just to make sure nobody dies. He'll slap Ski Mask on the back and says, "You get the rope. You leave the ladder to the looks over. Less athletically inclined." Well, he notably will look straight at Keiran, who he also doesn't like. Ah, shit, man. It's almost like a bunch of people Diwali didn't like got picked to be first on there. And then, you know, a bunch of people, they're like, fine, I guess it makes sense. But I'm not going to have you guys roll to get up the side of this thing. It's kind of a pain in the ass. There are a couple times where one of the ropes, the first time you go to pull on it, it's fine when you pull on it, but as soon as you go to put somebody's full weight on it, it gives. But nobody was that far up. One person does go in the water. Doesn't take that long to get him back up. That was a dude who volunteered, but having gone in the water, they're like, nope, you can't do it no more. You got to be watched for hypothermia, because the water is like, I don't know, -5°C.
It's like -1 billion.
Yeah, honestly, he'll be fine. They're like, hey, you.
Quotation marks.
Yeah, another dude gets pulled up. It's just like, your turn. And he's like,
Yeah,
what?
we switch out water soluble for non-washable.
Carmine A is replaced with Carmine B.
Exactly. He goes away to get the sniper shot, like scene 2. Was it like 15 games into that series? They actually have one that survives.
Yeah, I think it's the sister.
Yeah.
I think she's also the only one that doesn't wear a helmet. Or she takes it off. I don't remember. It's been a while. Moving on. But you guys do eventually get up to deck 4, the Lido deck, or the boat deck. Boat deck. Alright. So, from here, you guys know that from the particular blueprints that you have, the bridge is set up like most other ships. It's at the front of the deck.
You mean the bridge is at the front of the ship?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Shit, man. It's not like Turians designed this.
Alright, we're good.
I think you might want to make a backup of your settings. Anyway. Yeah, at some point, like, possibly prior to actually hopping on the ship or, like, immediately afterwards, I'll hand out, because I actually remember this now, I'll hand out the couple extra GoPros so that we have some extra footage of, like, stuff going on. And I will totally have mentioned to Psycho Doctor Man, I'll keep an eye on her in case she goes nuts or anything with the experimental painkillers.
As much has gone on with me in the recent times, I'm not even sure I'm gonna make it back home. So I would like my check to be given to my family. And if Sawyer decides to come with, well, that's
Nah,
cool.
unfortunately,
You got a family and we're jumping around and getting messy with Sawyer?
Not that kind of family. You know, parents.
Hey, what happens at sea stays at sea.
Unless she gets pregnant. That shit'll come back with her.
Yeah. By the way,
Well, it's a good
how
thing
do
we got
you know
something
about
documented and
Sawyer?
everything.
I haven't told anybody here about Sawyer. How did you know? Oh wait.
Remember that med tech that you saved? He gets pretty gossipy when he gets drunk.
Great.
But we've been on a boat for X amount of weeks. People get bored, so they talk about things they've talked about with other people.
So you
Well,
all know that I am dating Sawyer. Everyone.
I mean, think of it this way: one of Kieran's primary things is getting information out of people being a journalist. You're on a boat that has exactly 51 people on it. and there's a lot of alcohol, a lot of time to get bored, and somebody who's really good at getting information out of people.
Yup.
Joyous.
I mean, yeah, strictly speaking, I haven't actually called it out, but I have kind of pictured, like, essentially when nothing's happening, that's what Keiran's doing. It's basically going around and, like, just with a microphone and the handheld, like, hey, what's your thoughts on this random crewmate? You know? Just interviewing people at random. You know, there's tons of supplemental footage for when this is, you know, a laptop featuring all of these HD files is then found floating in 7 years' time, and people decide to put this together as a film.
Oh God, you think I'm, you think I'm gauche enough to do this as a found footage film? Ugh.
Hey, I did say before that my entire like idea for this character is he is the cameraman from a found footage movie. I mean, hey, if he survives, maybe he makes a found footage movie.
Yeah.
Fair
I
enough,
mean, he
but-
will find the footage from his colleagues if they all die.
Dude, I got more pride in my skills than found footage film. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, it's half of that, and I mean, I did also make the joke that my working title for the character was Hank East.
Fair enough.
Okay. So, you all know about Sawyer. Even you, Grover?
One more time?
I guess not.
Sorry. I didn't hear what you asked me.
Old man is deaf.
Hello,
Good.
can you hear me?
Then I don't have to.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Do you know about Sawyer too?
I mean, even if he didn't, he is literally with this group right now, so...
Well,
He does now!
Well, I thought he was deaf. You just said he was deaf.
No, that was a joke. The player literally didn't hear what you said for some reason.
Yeah, like, James, the person, did not hear what Karsa, the person, said over Discord.
And because the person is playing a basically veteran age old man. You gotta make the joke.
Anyway.
I mean, you don't gotta, but it's funny.
But yeah,
You maybe.
I mean, that's fine. When it comes to like payment like that, you would have set up ahead of time any beneficiaries.
Yeah, would be my family.
Well, it'd be a person, but it would be one of your family.
Yeah.
All right.
No kids yet.
Hold on, I gotta stop my brain for a second. All right, we're good.
All right.
Yep. So you guys start your way up. You guys get up onto the deck. Most of the deck seems to be in okay repair. You can definitely see there's some damage near the edges, around where the railings would be. There's be slightly, or the damage would be slightly worse out on the more exposed parts of the deck. That's pretty obvious. But it seems to, where you guys land, be holding your weight just fine. There aren't any major holes on this particular deck. Looking out over the next deck down, which leaves the promenade deck. Yes, from where you guys are at, there is a, not sizable, but it's definitely a hole big enough that if you weren't paying attention, you could fall into. It is person-sized enough.
I hope I don't fall in it.
Karsa's immediately thrown by a tentacle at the hole.
Oh, there goes my character.
The giant tentacle what comes up and then it literally just like does the little flip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tentacle,
you walked too far out of bounds. You gotta go back. You get thrown by a giant squid.
Oh, if you go too far out of, you go too far out of bounds, you get eaten by the giant ghost squid, or the giant ghost whale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, it, it, it's half of that, and I mean, I did also make the joke that my working title for the character was Hank East. I mean, come on, man. You've been to a place of Nautica before.
I mean, I haven't. I just know that one thing.
I haven't.
I've reversed that.
I've watched people play it. I've never played it myself.
But so moving onwards toward the bridge. You guys do know that you have to go up one deck, which isn't that big of an issue. The stairs leading up, and anybody who's ever been on a cruise ship, I have not, but I've seen more than enough photos, and I've been on the U-505 in Chicago. Not all that much narrower. Stairs out here, especially the outside ones, they're fucking narrow. They're made of metal. They're rusted to all hell. There's a couple of steps that don't hold up very well under people's weight, but it's not that big a deal. A couple minor scratches here and there. You guys get up to the next deck. You guys get to the bridge. You open up the doors to the bridge, and the bridge is in about as good a repair as you would expect. A couple of the windows are busted out, which means when the ship was going through any of the storms, there's a lot of water damage. It smells mildewy as fuck in here. There's carpet everywhere. Think, fuck, you don't have to actually try to clean the ship. All this carpet is lost. But there's definitely some, like, I don't really know the difference. There's definitely like some scum building up on some of the instrumentation panels that you gotta wipe off.
Puts on her mask.
Well, the good news is, Grover, the compass works.
Awesome.
But the wheel?
Wheel will not turn.
That sounds like a job for engineering.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, how hard does it seem like it'll be to fix?
That depends on what the problem is.
Oh no. Oh no.
Because basically all the wheel does is it turns the rudders. So so something is jamming the rudders. KK, you would know that right off the bat that because you can't turn the wheel means the chain is still connected.
Yeah.
So something is just keeping the chain from moving.
Mm-hmm.
And there can be any number of reasons for that.
Either A,
Won't know.
just super rusty, or B, it's something in the lower decks.
Yeah, something could be stuck. Yeah, something could be stuck into it. Something could be stuck into the rudder, keeping it from moving, which would also cause the same issue. The guy checking the radio confirms pretty much what you guys already figured. The radio's fucking dead. And depending on the type of damage, it could be irreparable. You need a few hours. Actually, it's be like, I could take it apart and try and fix it, but it's gonna take me a few hours and like a few hours of dedicated work. Like I could stay here and work on it while you guys go to the engineering. I'm not gonna be much use down there.
I mean, it's probably worthwhile.
Something tells me that that's not a good idea.
Wait, what are we gonna do?
To have
do?
communications working.
Well, no, to having a person up here by themselves.
Well, then leave me one of the security dudes. Give me the one who's already half asleep.
Sure.
Okay, so out of character, when we're on the what was it called, the will to power?
Yeah.
Right. While we're on the will to power, do we have access to films? Like, do we have like a PC or something like hooked up that's got a bunch of movies on it?
Yes.
Okay. 100%. Do we have a copy of Virus?
Sure.
Okay. I have at least made someone watch Virus, and it's probably going to be Karsa's character.
God damn it, no!
And for anyone who knows what that film is, they're probably laughing their ass off.
I don't, but it's enough to make you happy, and that makes me happy.
I've probably seen it, but I watched so many.
It's a movie where a Russian radio ship accidentally downloads an alien life form that's electrical in nature, and it takes over the ship, turning everyone into like hybrid robots.
Okay, I've not seen this.
No? Oh, it's an amazing movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up now. But,
It's like the exact reason that Carson's character would be like, you're not sitting here with a bunch of electronics on a spooky ghost ship. We're going to come back and find you being merged with the console.
the problem is, if you bring that up, he's gonna look at you and be like, "Okay, you're taking way too many meds."
No, I'm not. Well,
And I could be like, actually not. She's only taken a couple.
Yeah, but they come from that doctor.
Painkiller. Well, yeah, and then he'll actually look at the person and say, and they're painkillers, making like blatant air quotes.
and the only reason why I'm here is because of them.
The
Yeah,
reason
that's
why you're
not
here
weird
is
at all.
seniority.
Yeah, that's not weird at all. So, unless anybody has any real reason on why I shouldn't be staying here, you know, maybe get the radio working.
Not saying staying here. I'm saying staying here alone.
I'll take that security dude.
Yeah,
Security dude will
Officer
shrug.
McSleepy.
All right. Hey, it's pronounced McSlipey.
My apologies.
Thank you. Great, now I actually have to write that name down.
You're welcome.
You assume we survived this session.
Security.
Well, look, as long as it turns out that KK is not actually the alien that decides to blow us all up
Oh, that would be
before
bad.
they get vented, we'll be fine.
But do you guys have access to this folder? You do not. Now you do. Now you have access to the NPC folder, or at least be able to see it.
Nice.
Oh, right. So another heads up. For as far as the crew manifest goes, which I believe you guys can also see, there are still 50-50 alive. There are 11 injured and 0 critical, 0 dead. For now.
Yeah, I like that.
Excuse me.
Or the don't like that for now.
I mean,
I'm the one who's
stuff's
an
about to
accurate
happen. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, and we're
It's
the
an accurate
closest to
statement.
actually being the ones who are going to be on the first list.
Do you not watch horror movies? That's exactly how it goes. The main characters go on first, nothing happens. They're like, it's safe. And then everybody else goes, and that's when all the shit goes down, and then people are like, you guys are idiots. You said everything was fine.
Well, yeah, it was fine when we went on there.
Like, clearly you're working for the bad guy. Pew pew pew.
That just makes me start thinking of that scene in Pitch Black, where they get Riddick to look in a dark
Yeah.
hole and like, is it clear? And
I
he's like, it looks clear. So the guy goes to climb through, and one of the monsters suddenly bursts out and goes flying off into the thing. You said it was clear. I said it looks clear. How does it look now? It looks clear.
Looks clear.
That's a good one. I like that.
We can talk about Riddick later, because I actually like the series and the games. Well, one of them.
All right.
Moving on.
Okay.
But as far as this, so assuming you guys are not going to stop security officer, Big Slipey, and random comms dude.
Nah.
All right.
I see no
No.
reason to.
That's
All
true.
right. So. All right. So the 8 of you will start heading downstairs. This is the time I'm actually going to ask for some rolls.
Oh boy.
It's gonna be different for different PCs. So that's why it's gonna be a pain in the ass for me.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's because. Well, I'll handle Max's first since it's pretty easy. Max, I want yours as an alertness roll.
Let's go and look for alertness for a moment. Because
Okay, looks clear.
Roll.
It sure does.
I don't like that. But it had to happen eventually.
Yeah.
This is how I die.
KK, can you throw me a craft mechanic? I guess would be the best for this.
Craft mechanic, you said?
Yup.
10.
Okay, somebody's gotta live.
Yes.
Grover, have yours also be an alertness.
Okay. Oh god! Magica, we're fucked!
Looks clear!
Let's clear!
You can't.
This is how we die.
This is how we die.
Grover got to put on his glasses.
No, if you know.
But Grover, you don't wear glasses.
You haven't died yet.
Not
so.
yet.
Yeah, Keiran, yours is gonna be a straight intelligence.
Ooh. Means you're going to go back to the statistics
Yeah.
and roll a success.
And
I mean, my alertness is 60. I rolled 20 above it.
Dr. Payne just dropped me a random medicine.
Oh, a medicine?
Yeah. Okay. Well,
How is it only a regular failure?
because she didn't roll 99.
Ah.
To be fair, KK was really the one you guys wanted to succeed on this. KK, while you are maneuvering around, the ship does seem to be in a passable state. If you had to tow it, you probably could, but you'd have to get a much closer look at the front of the ship.
Yeah.
Or the aft to make sure one of those two you could either push it or pull it without like ripping the outer hull off. As far as you guys are walking, actually I suppose you would have wanted two guys with rolling. Keiran, while you're looking around, you're noticing, because you're sitting there taking documentation with the photography, which is why I'm having you roll intelligence, because I wasn't going to have you roll alertness, because it really isn't an alertness thing.
Yeah.
It's putting together some clues. While you guys are moving through these decks, there's a couple times where there's some massive holes. You didn't need to roll to see them. They're pretty fucking big, and you guys got lights in the floors that were either too big to jump, or you weren't sure that landing on the other side would collapse the floor under you even more. And there's a couple times where you guys got down to the next set and some of the walls have buckled and there's shit in the way.
Yeah.
That's the interesting thing. You're finding what looks like barricades down some of the hallways.
Okay.
Because there's zero reason why a rolling weight table along with a poker table, a bunch of suitcases, and what looks like spare metal beams should be in this particular hallway at this point in this manner.
Yeah, it's at some point in this travels, I'm going to notice this, and it's going to like be sort of sticking out as a massive red flag, which I'm going to inform the two military personnel. Just sort of saying, "Hey, DMAT Grover," and then like point out this thing, like that does not look like that's just random shit falling over.
It
that
does not
look like barricades to you guys.
Looks like we saw people setting up on the ship when we got attacked by the zombie type creatures, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
We should jot this down and report it to the captain.
Yeah. Looking around, does it look like there's signs of combat?
That's a weird thing. No.
Barricade.
No. That is the interesting thing. And with that particular question, I'm actually going to give a little bit of information that Dr. Megan would have gotten on a success. You're also not seeing any bodies or signs of blood.
No skeletons either.
No carcasses, no skeletons, no blood, no bullet holes, nothing. Just random ass barricades. And I do mean barricades. You find multiples.
Yeah.
And given time, you could take them apart, but it would take, with the size you guys have and the narrowness of these hallways, it would take a few hours. It is actually faster to just go around them, and then potentially once having this as like a tertiary thing of if we need to move faster around the ship, we can move these when as necessary. But now we get to the critical failures.
Hi, that's me.
Yeah. I gave you guys 2 chances at this, and you both crit failed.
You sure did.
So I'm going to need. Yeah, we're gonna call it a. That's a tough one. Yeah, I'm gonna go with dodge. Need
My
a
dodge is 30, so
It's gonna be a
this
dodge
will end
roll
badly for me.
from everybody.
Oh boy. That was not the expected result.
Guys,
Can I use one of the 10% or no?
yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I take it your dodge is like 10.
Is the rest of the party okay with this? I realized everyone else already rolled, and I was the only one that bothered to ask, but
What's your dodge?
not great. Base of 30.
Ah, so is
Dude,
mine.
I dodge at the base 30.
I'm back. What did I miss? Sorry.
I need you to roll a dodge roll.
And this is how you die.
Almost a crit failure. All right, so we didn't get any crit failures. But unfortunately, Grover and Max, well, you two have kind of taken up the role of point man, because like it is the unfortunate thing of, yes, Grover, you can put machines together, and you know about ships, so you're getting a lot of the same information as KK, but you're more on. You're finally home with military senses, or like, we can deal with that later. I'd rather not die by falling down a fucking hole or having something fall on me, or other random nonsense that can happen.
Yeah.
You must be getting too old, man, because you missed some shit. Although you do feel better the fact that Max also missed it for some reason.
Just that Max was able to get out of the way.
But as you guys are going, part of the floor on the hallway, which the hallways you guys are in, you can tell that they used to be carpeted. Some of them still are, kind of, in a way. But it's definitely carpet over like a wood flooring. The floor gives out. Keiran, Dr. Megan, and Max all managed to leap out of the way. Unfortunately, Grover and KK did not, and you guys have not fallen through to the next floor yet. You managed to grip onto the ledge. You are dangling. Now, granted, you aren't going to fall far until you realize you look down, and there's another hole directly under you, which leads to another one of those barricades, which is very jagged and full of metal and very painful. Hold on, I gotta roll for the. No, I'm not gonna roll for them. So, what is everybody gonna do? 2 of your party members are dangling there.
I don't know, would you give it a strength to just pull one of them out?
Sure. Okay. Now, Max, you have to make a choice. Which one do you grab first?
The older gentleman first. The engineer is still young.
Hell yeah!
Okay, old man.
Has a full life ahead of him, but nah, save the older guy.
You went for the exact
I
joke I was
like
about to make.
it.
You went for the exact joke I was about to make. I'm like, yes, old man, you've lived 80 years. It's okay, 19-year-old, you'll be fine. You have a short, very short life ahead of you.
Wow.
I was essentially going to do the same thing, except with the opposite outcome. Assuming that it went well.
Okay.
I mean, if you were reaching down to grab somebody, go ahead and roll it, Keiran.
I would be attempting and failing. To...
Oh no!
Well, okay. Failure just means that you fail to pull them up. Which means I do need a. This will be an athletics, KK, to maintain your grip.
Where would I find this?
That should be under skills.
Third column.
Oh shit!
61.
Oh no!
Even with the extra 10, you would have still failed.
Yeah. So.
But at least it's not a crit failure.
No. So, because it's not a crit failure, you will fall to the next floor. Luckily enough, you do not fall down another floor into the jagged remains of a barricade. The unfortunate part is you're still going to eat some damage. Because this is falling damage, this will bypass your armor. You know, I rolled the lowest die I could. I try, guys. I tried.
A new person joins the race to race back to full HP, I see.
Yup!
A new participant joins the race of the healing race.
So what's that minus 13? Because math is hard.
9.
9, yeah.
Oh.
Looking around, is there like something we could use to like throw down to pull him up, like rope or something to that extent?
Well, you're heading to that deck anyway.
Fair enough.
Just stay there. Just stay there.
The worst part of that would have been if they had fallen, a couple inches back and had fallen onto the barricade and gotten impaled.
You have a thing that pops at the top of your eyes there. KK will remember this.
What? Stay there?
No, to Max, save
Well,
the old man.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole thing. I get the little pop-up, but it's got a plus.
Well, it's the thing though. It's like the Telltale Games pop-ups. Like Grover and Manny will remember this. KK will remember this.
But hey, look, as long as we don't do that stupid thing they did in the second one where you're supposed to panic fire, as long as we don't do that bullshit, we'll be fine. I mean, we do get eaten in the cutscene, but still.
Yeah.
I like to imagine like Grover got picked first. It's Grover's the only person who's actually been like he's bonded with Ski Mask a few times. They've been in close proximity a few times, like during the initial pirate attack. He helped me repair the fucking hole. We've shared some time together.
I mean, say what you want, but technically you also outrank him.
Yeah.
He's going to go for you first.
Let's go. But seriously, you should rush and help him. I cannot pull him on myself. In fact, I'd probably get in the way if I tried.
I mean, we got to go down to get him either way.
Yeah, that's the good news. Is like, you go forward maybe 10, 15 meters, take the stairwell down, and oh look, there's KK.
There we go. Now
Still
let me check
you're
you
at the
out.
edge of a hole, but
Let me do some first aid on you.
I'm mean. I'm not brutal.
Is he like safe, or is he still dangling from the door? Okay, I thought you went from dangling on one floor to dangling to another floor.
No. Picture the holes as being like slightly staggered.
Okay.
The critically failing to maintain your grip would have been onto the barricade,
Okay.
which would have been a much bigger deal.
Does KK want some help? Like first aid?
If possible, yes. It'd probably help a little bit, but I think save it for you as well, because I don't know since from what I've learned with your track record.
Oh, my travel record. I'm done. Here. Success.
Okay, so Karsa, roll a d4, and that's how much KK will recover.
Wait, you're helping him keep the race. You're gonna lose to him now.
I don't really care about the race.
You got him back. You're fine.
Fuck, you won!
the race.
They won the race to full health. Fuck! Alright, it's back to you and me, Karsa. One of us is gonna get there first.
Yep.
I mean,
Probably
do you ever actually enter the race if you don't go under half to begin with?
Okay, fair enough, actually.
Oh.
That's more of like a false start.
Yeah, that was a false start.
Or like a head start, but...
Unfortunately, you and I still have, well, we're still fighting that race. You
Ooh,
more
I
than,
would've
or
remembered
me more than you.
Karsa, phrasing.
Yeah. Anyway, let's
and
head
this
back
time
to the ship. Well, the other ship.
Don't care.
Let's head back to the will to power.
Yeah,
What? You guys haven't even got down engineering yet.
we're getting there.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, I thought it was on our way back to the ship. Fair enough.
No,
Let's finish our job, ladies and
No,
gentlemen.
How would you get back to your ship if you're going down the floors, not up them?
You're right.
Old bad got confused. Senior moment. Okay. But you guys do, without any further ado, make your way down to engineering. Over this. Yeah, there's no point in rolling. You can take your time and figure this out. The engine's gonna need some work because it's been sitting here idle for a while. Well, for 70-ish years.
Somehow still running, considering they just said it's steam power and it needs some form of fuel source to burn to make that heat.
Well, that's the thing. The ship is just stuck in currents, so it's just been drifting. And right, key piece of information that I forgot when you get in the engine room. The engine room is slightly flooded, but it's only about ankle deep. It's cold as fuck though, so you still don't want to spend a lot of time in here. Yeah, so there's a lot of rusted pieces. So when it comes to the engine, it's just going to be taking some pieces apart, scraping off the rust, breaking off some of it, getting the components that need to turn in a way to turn. The big problem is the chain for the rudder. You can't see any problem with the chain in here. This is going to take a long time to track. It is more time than you guys were given to be on the ship. And the other problem is it might be an exterior problem, so you're going to have to set up a dive team to go check. Which is the other extreme problem of being this is the Northern Atlantic.
It's cold as fuck.
Yeah. Even with the wetsuits, the maximum, I shouldn't say maximum, but the recommended maximum somebody should be in the water is about 20 minutes.
So logistically, it would probably be easier to just tow the ship.
Well,
Now,
the
if
problem
you
is
got,
that you still need access to the wheel to actually turn the thing if it's being towed anyways to help with steering.
yeah, there's ways around that if you really need to. It's just you could jury rig it. Basically, you just snap the chain off, or detach the chain and run some lines from all the way to the front to the back, or you push it from the back after having rigged those rudders to yours. But again, it's an issue that you don't need to think about right now until you actually decide that it's something you have to do.
And for now, it's probably good enough just to know what's wrong. You can come up with a strategy on what to do about it when we talk to the rest of the crew about it.
Yeah, it's probably going to come down to you guys setting up like a series of dive teams to check the rudders from the outside. Basically, you'll take one of the small skiffs from your boat, float it back to to the aft, hook that to the back, and then have the 3 dive teams rotate in and out and check the rudders. Because
Makes sense to
usually,
me.
if there's an external problem, it'll be pretty obvious what the fuck it is. Generally, something got fucking stuck in there, or a rudder piece broke off, or it's bent, or something. It'd be pretty obvious. Giant squid stuck in it.
Piece of Cthulhu.
I said giant squid.
You know what? Fair enough.
Yep. So you guys make your way back up to the top. You guys make. Actually, after the engineering, where are you guys going?
Is there anything else on the checklist that we have to check out?
Not as such right now. Basically, once it's confirmed that the ship isn't going to sink while you guys are here, then the next step will take over, which will be starting to clear the decks one by one, having the engineering team do what they got to do to fix the engine, or the engine, dealing with all this other shit.
The engine/boiler.
Yeah. But my big question was, do you guys just head straight back to the ship, or do you guys go and pick up the dude who's working on the radio?
We'll pick up the dude who's working on the radio.
Yeah, we can pick up the radio guy.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys head back up to the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
There's security officer McSlapey, sleeping on the job.
Hey.
And then I'll see if the radio's working for myself, because guy can't do it right.
Well,
The other guy is notably not
important
there
question.
based on description.
Important question is, do we see the dude left to work on the radio?
No, you do
Oh,
not.
right. Oh, fair. Yeah.
Nope. There's only one person here.
I slapped Swipey.
What? What?
Where
you
is
doing?
he?
Where's who?
The guy you're watching.
Watching.
He should be right in the. Wait a minute. Why is he not in the radio room?
That's
We've
what
literally
we're
been gone
asking.
for. We have been gone for almost an hour.
Dude, you've been gone for like 6 hours at this point.
Oh, have we?
Where?
Yeah, because
is
it would have taken Grover and KK and Dr. Boucher a good like 4 hours to look over the engine to make sure it could be repaired, and other things, checking the chain, a bunch of other shit, making sure that you could get the boilers or the flow to the boilers working, a bunch of other shit. The engine to power this thing is fucking huge.
Yeah, just so you're
fair enough.
aware of this, is that a steam engine, especially those used in ships, were not exactly inconsiderable.
They were
Yeah, fair enough.
huge.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, presumably the radio guy has some sort of radio on him, correct?
Yep.
Grover will pull out the radio and try to radio to him and ask him his location.
You do not get a response.
Okay, radio back to the ship and ask if he's returned.
You do that, they're like, no. Why?
Roughly
Well,
what
fair enough.
kind of-
Matt's the one towing the ship, so you tell him that he's missing, I suppose.
He seems to have wandered off somewhere onto the ship. At least I hope that's what happened to him.
Well, that's not
I was
good.
like, we don't actually know that. All we know
That's
is that he's
why-
missing.
Missing, potentially overboard. Could have gone wandering around the ship.
Well, why the hell is
Maybe
he
looking
with
for
you
radio
guys?
purposes.
Look-
He was trying to repair a radio,
All right, hang on.
and the security person left with him fell asleep.
Yeah, you gotta hang on. And 2 minutes later, you hear over the radio to Wally. What is this I'm hearing about a missing guy?
Max will explain the situation and how the security guy left with him fell asleep.
And I called it.
You get the sideshow pop grumble. All right, bring that fucking idiot back. The rest of you come back too.
I guess that's what we're doing then. Going back.
All right, crew manifest updated.
Boss one.
Just for my own sanity, like the place where he was working at, do I notice? I'll scan the area and see if I can see any signs of struggle, like, or saying any belongings they might have left, like his radio or tools or something of that nature.
All right, drop me a. I swear the skill existed.
Search?
That's probably what it's going to be. I thought forensics itself was a skill, but it's not. So go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and do a search. That's the interesting thing. You do see his tool bag here. It's dropped like in a corner where, well, not in a corner. It would be, it's dropped next to the chair and kicked slightly under the desk. Like he took out what he needed and just kicked it out of the way. So wherever he went, he clearly didn't think he'd need his bag.
Out of interest, would I potentially have the knowledge or skill to be able to compare the state the radio stuff was in to its current state? And
I mean, you're
maybe-
recording everything, so
Well, the question is about how long did he spend repairing the radio before he's walked off?
Yeah, essentially, try and gauge it looks like he's barely touched the stuff, or if it was almost complete, so it's recent.
Well, I'm not going to give you an exact time frame because you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
That was getting an exact time frame on something like that would be damn near impossible, even with modern forensic tools. You do know that it is mostly apart, except for any pieces that are still together. You figure he either didn't get to or didn't think needed to be taken apart. The radio itself, like the back panel, has been removed, and a couple of the circuit boards are out. And you can tell that he was doing something. The testing voltage, current, you're not entirely sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a videographer. I'm not a fucking electrician.
I mean, even rolling craft electronic without going through looking at some of the history setting. Oh, okay, two of you are electricians. You can do this. Yeah, he was using a multimeter to test current on it to see if it was where the power is going and all that.
Would that be something that requires him to leave?
No. The multimeter's
Okay.
still there. Like the tool he would use to do it is sitting there on the table. It's on.
Okay. And there's no other entrances or exits to this room other than through the security guard, wherever he was sitting out, right?
Yeah, it's a lot like the radio room on your ship. There's one door.
All right. Well, Grover will pack up the things that he can from it, before paying back to the others.
If this is in the control room, if there's the windows, didn't you say that some of the windows were shattered then?
For the bridge, yeah, a couple of them have been broken in. That was probably due to a storm, and eventually it just gave way.
the ship is old.
Yeah.
How high is the command deck compared to the next lower floor, would you say, if it was from the front window?
Next floor.
Hmm?
2.5 meters.
Do you think you could have gone towards the window potentially there instead of through the door? Since you said that
Oh,
the
wait,
windows
no.
were blown in.
Oh no, from those particular windows? What are they? Oh, to the actual next deck wouldn't be outside of the windows exactly. You would go out the window, hit your deck, and then have to go over another railing, at which point that is a much bigger drop from the Lido deck to the boat deck. Or sorry, that would go from the boat deck to the promenade deck, and that is closer to a 3-meter fall. So about 10 feet.
Maybe? I don't know. If he wanted to leave, he could just he probably just walked by the person who was supposed to be walking him, who was just sleeping. But the question is, why would he just walk off like that? Especially without his. Oh yeah, notably, his radio was not in that room, correct?
Nope.
Especially when he's just not answering his radio for some reason.
Friendly sense skill. I'm apparently just idiot. Forgot how it's spelled.
Okay, out of random interest, then, I'm basically going to say to everyone to be quiet, and then radio him.
You don't hear radio.
But specifically, yeah, I was going to say that. Specifically, like, have noise go through it, like static, right?
It's like when you try to call your buddy's cell phone to try and find it.
Yeah, and just see, like, do we hear anything? But...
These radios, wouldn't they technically have like a pager built into them or something?
Yeah, you could do like a thing to
Like
basically you do exactly what you're trying to do, and you don't hear anything.
Damn, so don't get store jingle coming from the dinosaur stomach. Shit. Well, I'm out of ideas right now.
Alright. So what do we do now, folks?
Well, have our orders. Head back to the ship.
Yep.
Oh, the other ship.
Right.
Yo, dog, I heard you like ships, so we put ships inside your ship so you can ship while you ship.
Except that wouldn't work because that's the definition of a ship, is that a ship is large enough to take a boat.
Yeah, but see, I'm using the internet definition of ship.
Well, who's being shipped though? Other than Karsa and sorry,
Boat and
Dr.
boat.
Megan.
Other than Dr. Megan and Sawyer?
Yeah.
I mean, I could name a couple, but I'm not going to because I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable.
But yeah, as Flair was trying to say, the ship and the boat.
Okay, yeah. So without
They're tied at the hip right now. They're inseparable.
we smash cut to everyone diving off the side of the boat and going splat.
This about go with splat.
Oh no! From here, you guys can easily set up the more stable ladders. It's not gonna take that long. Between KK can do it in about 10 minutes.
But yeah, we head back.
Actually, I have a one more last thought experiment. From the radio room, were there any like windows that you could see outside with, like towards?
No.
Okay, so it could have been something like there's no situation like he might have seen something outside that piqued his interest and he went to go investigate and got himself in trouble for doing that. But I suppose if he did that, he would have woken up the security guard as well.
Wasn't the whole reason why we left the security guard here was because, buddies?
Well, evidently.
Well, evidently, the only people we can rely on is ourselves.
Lovely.
Pretty much.
I mean, I don't know how much more obvious I could have been. He's like, I'll take the guy who's half asleep, and you're like, yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Didn't think it was gonna be that bad. Oh.
There's no point in throwing blame at anybody. Well, actually, there is. There's only one person who catches any blame, and it's Big Slapey.
True.
Exactly. That's why he got mixed slappy as his face.
And back here for a minute.
Well, no, he gets cold cocky as soon as he gets back out of the ship, as he gets fucking decked by Nawali.
By Nawali, yeah.
There's actually 2 decks. One to his face, and then his face on the floor.
Oh, the big punch.
Yeah.
Bam, bam. No, he got 3 because he got one from me.
You didn't deck him.
Yeah.
No, I slapped him.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
difference between being decked and being slapped. One of them involves a lot more head trauma than the other.
Yeah.
Yes.
But one's definitely more emotional damage. Except you can't really suffer emotional damage while you're asleep. Except from your own dreams. On that note. So Diwali begins basically tearing into this guy. And is basically like, you're not sleeping tonight. You're going to be part of the fucking search team. Because apparently, you already fucking slept. And Big Slipey's gonna grumble, and then realizes like, okay, yeah, I fucked up. There's a dude missing. I should probably be actually doing something. So
The fact that it took him getting decked to realize it.
no, you can kind of tell he was already kind of feeling it after like it set in what had happened. After about 2 minutes. But generally, when you get hit, there's a couple. There's one of the emotions that tends to pop up is anger. But he had to quell that real fast. Because, to McSlipey's point, Diwali punching McSlipey didn't do anything to help the situation. I believe that's a fair critique of the action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, McSlipey's like, yeah, I'm not going to say anything because I done fucked up worse, so we're just going to move on. So, throughout the night, you guys are being told that you guys get to basically take R&R on the ship because you guys did your jobs. But throughout the rest of the evening and through the night, there's going to be roving search teams of only 4 people. They are never allowed to leave each other's sight. They are starting the search, going deck to deck. This has moved up the time frame on searching the ship. So instead of basically handling it as like almost like a 9 to 5, there would be like 2 rotating teams, and it's going to cover. It would have covered about 14 hours of the day. It is now there's going to be people on the ship moving 24 hours.
Oh, fair enough. Actually, while I am thinking about it, the missing person went to the forefront of my mind. But while we were on the ship, we also noticed some peculiarities insofar that we didn't see any people, bodies on the ship, which should be expected for a ship that was lost at sea in some respect.
But plenty of barricades set up and no real signs of combat.
For the sake of this conversation, you'll be talking with the captain. Diwali is off handling security assignments for
The missing person. Fair enough. So, all right, tell Diwali about the missing persons and tell the captain about the peculiarities.
Yeah. And it's like, that is weird. Yeah, that's entirely strange. But you don't set up barricades unless there's a reason to, and usually you set up barricades in a place you would expect the whatever you want to slow down to be. So there would be signs of something or someone trying to tear it apart, go through it, or
Yeah, I would show them the footage I got of some of the barricades,
yeah, that is definitely civilian work.
and how
Makes sense.
essentially pointless these seem, and just the fuck.
And you do that on ships to turn the ship into a maze, to force things where you want, to force enemies where you want them to go, so you can make their paths predictable.
Do you think that they might have encountered the same thing that we did on our ship? Try and funnel all these the shambling zombies to one choke point and just fire on them?
I mean, maybe. I mean, even though all of the corpses disappeared once everything settled down, there was still signs of a fight. Like our blood was still on the walls.
True.
Berber, I thought you didn't believe that we got hit by zombies.
Looks at fight wound on his arm.
Well, we got hit by something.
I was skeptical when you're talking about ghosts and seeing things. when the entire ship was beset under siege, it's a bit harder to disbelieve that.
Especially when said thing, damages you.
I don't think Grover ever got hurt, but he saw plenty of other people get hurt, and he
Fair.
definitely saw him shoot multiples of them. Speaking of, how's the first mate doing?
She's doing better. She'll survive, provided nothing else happens. Although she'll be staying on the ship. She's not going to be dealing with any of the search party things. She's still a little weak, so they need somebody to step up and move around the ship, take over for a spot. I guess I'll have to do it.
Fair enough. During the... I hate calling them zombies, but... During the zombie attack, how many people were injured and bitten?
There are currently 11 injured crew members. Actually, I should have rolled for those. Hold on. That number might change. You know what? Speed this up. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's a critical failure. 1, 2. So I will update the crew manifest. It's good news. 2 people came off the injured list. Actually, 3 came off the injured list. 1 went on the critical list though.
Oof.
And 2 have returned to their duties. Well,
That's good news.
A couple people's injuries weren't so bad, and they've been moved. They're resuming their duties. One person's injury seems to have been worse than it was. Some complications have arisen, and they're now under strict sick bay watch.
Fair enough. I don't like buying into tropes, but one reason why there could be no corpse is when they died, they could have been turned into whatever monsters attacked us and just joined their masses.
I was kind of thinking that.
But that doesn't explain why those bodies vanished.
Dr. Chen approaches from some unseen angle. I don't think that's going to be an issue. Done the blood work. Nothing seems to be different other than an increased white blood cell count, but that just is for fighting off infection. Basically, nothing I didn't expect to see.
Fair enough.
Oh, also, I need to check all of you over, just to check your grapes and all that, to make sure none of you are going to be suffering from tetanus. Otherwise, pulls out a long 4-inch needles. You got to take this. It's a tetanus shot.
Very well. I'll head over to the med bay now.
Very good.
Thank you for your time, Captain. And then Grover will take his leave.
None of you have tetanus. Are in danger of getting tetanus.
That's good.
Dr. Chen seems to have forgotten that a lot of you guys, or all of your immunizations were updated.
That's part of the mission.
Yep. Anybody who goes on voyages like this, whether you're going to by plane or by boat or doing any of that shit, wherever you're going, there's a list. You got to make sure you're up to date on them. Or you used to. Shit could have changed. Not moving on.
Question is, what about my list? Because apparently mine was non-existent until Miss Payne apparently started updating it.
So you want tetanus?
Well, no. Good news is, while your medical history wasn't there, the only thing that was on it was got the requisite immunizations for this job.
Otherwise, couldn't travel.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically, there's just a bare minimum there just to pass.
Yeah, so basically you got a flu vaccine, you got tetanus, you wouldn't need malaria. Shit, I don't know. Those are the big 2 that I can think of. Meningitis, I guess, maybe. Who the fuck knows?
I could ask you what was their thought about learning about that. I've never had a shot in the entire time until then.
Dr. Chen was just like, interesting. Didn't care, gave you the immunizations and moved on. But yeah. So you guys go through, finish out your day. We go to the next day. Weirdly enough, though, the two of you that are injured, you're not rolling Constitution today.
Oh,
Makes sense.
okay.
We're quite the busy bees.
Yeah. But unfortunately the missing person still has not been found. The search teams, while they are moving with haste, quote unquote, they are at the same time taking their time to make sure nothing else happens to anybody else. So during the night, they only managed to clear decks 1 and 2, but that is only because there wasn't a lot to search on those decks. They are both the smallest decks and have the least things to search. Like the sun deck has a lot of wide open rooms. It's called the sun deck because people can just go out and sit in the sun, or in a solarium, or a bunch of other things. Or the there's a onboard swimming pool, so that room's pretty big, pretty open. Oh, the swimming pool, you guys get some pictures back. It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You're like, that's not water. I don't know what that is, but it's not water, because water's not supposed to be that color. What is that, green?
That's not water. That's just algae.
Yeah.
It's a mix of brown and green.
Yeah. Is that yellow? Ew. 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 And they're like, the smell is terrible. We all threw up. Do not go in that room. We marked it biohazard.
Okay, so yeah, boss location unlocked.
No,
They're
it's
like-
finds out
like-
that's where the problem is with the steering for whatever reason. It's under the pool.
Yeah.
If our missing comms guy went into there, don't care. He's dead.
I mean,
You go look, you just see him in there
Yeah,
having
fair.
a leisurely swim.
Yeah, then he gets shot because you shouldn't be doing that.
Instead of the leisurely swim, it's literally he's just like doggy paddling in like the 2 inches of liquid.
Doing
The rest
laps.
of it just yeah, he's leaving a trail. Disgusting smear in the background. That's absolutely disgusting.
But yeah.
But you'll notice I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
That point
So
there is like if you're watching the deck, you spray him down with a hose. That's all it is.
yeah.
Never
So
mind. Spray down with a flamethrower.
as far as assignments go for this, I'm going to be a little open about it because I don't see the point in tracking hour by hour. So I am going to assume that at any given time, all 5 of you are on board doing something with somebody,
Okay.
or you can be by yourself. If you're by yourself, let me know.
Nope. She's
But,
already had one time when she's been right. She doesn't want to be right again if somebody decides to be by themselves.
So the 2 big things that need to get done are the searching of the decks, the fixing of the engine, and checking the rudders. So who wants to be doing what? There's a couple obvious ones that I know for people going to certain spots, but
No,
I'll
say,
tell you what it was.
I'll head over to the engines and see if I can help with that assignment.
all right.
I guess I'll search the decks.
I'll probably be down in the engineering to see as well with Silver.
I will make the massively terrible choice to go along with Ski Max. to document him searching the place, and also because dude with the DACA gun, just in case the weird
Oh.
shit. Considering I have experienced some weird shit, I'm also aware. Yeah, anytime that we head outside, like having visibility over the sea, do we actually have much visibility, or is it still foggy?
Wait, go ahead and roll me a luck, Keiran.
Back to this. All right.
I think that is it still this? Throw me this. Oh.
At the top of your sheet.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Damn.
You have no luck.
Nope, all fog. All fog all the time.
Yeah.
I'll hold for the next
still
7
gonna-
hours.
I'm still going to be having a look around, like, the perceivable area. Just because, based on what little I was able to glean from the radio call before, I half expect there's potentially another ship going to be turning up at some point.
Yeah, a modern destroyer
Yeah,
shows all of its
Basically.
torpedoes straight at the ship. You guys are all dead.
yeah. I'm expecting at some point either that or, like, we might start hearing like Blackhawks coming along. They've got like an Illuminati symbol on them. Yeah, and then we'll all
But,
get made into
But with
oblivion.
science meteorology, can I discern when the fog will dissipate?
You know what? Roll it.
Hell yeah! We're the weatherman.
Oh shit!
We are not the weatherman. By 1%, we are not the weatherman.
Oh no! Here's the thing, though. Being a weatherman is the one job in the world that you can be wrong every single day and never get fired.
Shit,
Yeah.
you're right.
You're not entirely sure. You've during your time in Vietnam, you do know that there was a good week stretch while you were at sea one time where it was just all fog all the time. So this is not unheard of.
It's just a low-flying cloud.
Potentially.
The question
Dr.
is,
Bacon.
does the cloud
Yes!
have mortars and miniguns?
I'm not going by myself. No.
Be by yourself. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
I mean, you could be with an NPC. That's fine. It's just what particular objective, quote unquote, are you trying to achieve?
What were the objectives again?
Fix the engines.
Uh-huh.
Determine what's wrong with the rudder, which will require you to dive into the water. And searching the decks.
Searching the decks.
All right. Are you on a different team than Max and Keiran?
I don't know, am I? I don't think so.
I think that's why it's
Hey.
being asked.
Yeah.
Are you
That
going
was
with
a
us
you
or
decision.
with someone else?
I don't think so. I'm with them.
All right. So if you notice, I have dropped you guys' tokens onto this. This is just so for a reference of who is per where on the ship, and that's
Yeah.
basically it. And who is with who.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to
So
start
we're
with the
still
people searching
splitting the
deck.
team, but we have 2 teams.
Yeah, but I designed this particular module with the fact that you guys are probably not going to be with each other at all times.
Okay.
By designed, I mean that's going based off horror movie plots. If all of you are together all the time, then you should always succeed. Therefore, I can't have you all together all the time.
True!
Have you not noticed that every single map on the wall that shows you where you are, it's got the blinking "you are here" light. There's also 2 signs, one that says safety but it's crossed out, and the other one that says death. And we've just been heading that way every time.
Oh, I've been
What, the one
heading
that says
there since
death?
the beginning.
Yes.
So, the people searching the deck. You guys are on deck 3, which is the Lido deck. Yes, I remember for once. This is the deck that has the bridge on it. So,
I actually got to look up what that even means.
I don't know because every other word out there is in English.
Oh, the Lido deck is where the magic happens. Think pools, hot tubs, water slides, and fingers crossed, endless sunshine.
Isn't that the sun deck?
That is,
Someone
that
said the
is
fucking
lit-
name.
That is literally a thing that comes up here. Welcome to the Lido deck. Here's what you need to know. Blah blah blah. Lido deck is the top floor of a cruise ship with an outdoor pool, sun deck bars. Blah blah blah.
Okay. Well, clearly that has changed Remember, this is pads or shit from 1950s. The Lido deck is clearly not the top deck in this blueprint
Yeah.
that I pulled up.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure this design for the ship would be, because of the stuff at the back, the cranes and that. None of that is a pull, unless it's a very small one.
Yeah, so
You know what it probably is? It's probably that it used to mean like similar to activities. So like this is where Dr. Payne can go and offend everyone with how bad she is at shuffleboard.
Wow, you just had to go there. You just had to
Yep.
go there.
We
Hey,
all literally watched you launch a shuffleboard puck off the ship.
I had to give a guy emotional support for how
Yeah.
poorly you were. I mean, I did bad as well, but you, oh god.
you caused emotional damage.
His
you
favorite
caused
puck.
that man undue emotional duress.
He could sue you for that when you get back to shore.
I doubt
Yeah,
I'll ever make it to shore, but okay.
If you were still a part of the American
All right.
military, you could be brought up on war crimes at the Hague.
According to the Google, the Lido deck is a public area with a main pool, dining venues, and entertainment, while the Sun deck is often located above the Lido deck and focuses on relaxation and sunbathing.
Okay, so I was
So the
half
Lido
right.
deck
So the
is where you
pool is
party.
one deck down. Cool. You guys find the shitty ass pool. The same thing happens.
Oh.
We
immediately deployed
go
the teacher
back to
overboard.
the ship. We get the gasoline. We pour it in the pool. We light it on fire. We
Cool.
don't actually do that.
Say everything.
Okay,
Everybody,
yeah,
guys.
Mhm.
All right.
Dr.
So yeah.
Payne, roll first aid. Oh wait, it doesn't matter because everyone's dead.
All right. So okay. So here's how we did it. I don't have to recon it. Another team did find it. You guys find them in the midst of spray painting the biohazard sign on, and then they explain.
Mm.
Yep, fair
Yeah,
enough.
I'm definitely going in the found footage thing, like watching a dude spraying biohazard symbols along the place. Like, huh, what are you doing about that? Like, well, let me tell you. And then we got flashbacks, of him being absolutely grossed out.
Throw some bleach in there, and you might just gas the entire ship.
So the people searching the deck. You guys are on deck 3, which is the Lido deck. Yes, I remember for once. This is the deck that has the bridge on it. So
I actually got to look up what that even means.
I don't know because every other word out there is in English.
Oh, the Lido deck is where the magic happens. Think pools, hot tubs, water slides, and fingers crossed, endless sunshine.
Isn't that the sun deck?
That is
Something's in the fucking name.
That is literally a thing that comes up here. Welcome to the Lido deck. Here's what you need to know. Blah blah blah. Lido deck is the top floor of a cruise ship with an outdoor pool, sun deck bars. Blah blah blah.
Okay. Well, clearly that has changed. Remember, this is pads or shit from 1950s. The Lido deck is clearly not the top deck in this blueprint
Yeah.
that I pulled up.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure this design for the ship would be, because of the stuff at the back, the cranes and that. None of that is a pull, unless it's a very small one.
Yeah. So
You know what it probably is? It's probably that it used to mean like similar to activities. So like this is where Dr. Payne can go and offend everyone with how bad she is at shuffleboard.
Wow, you just had to go there. You just had to
Yep.
go there.
We
Hey, I
all
was-
literally watched you launch a shuffleboard puck off the ship.
I had to give a guy emotional support for how
Yeah.
poorly you were. I mean, I did bad as well, but you, oh god.
you caused emotional damage.
His
you
favorite
caused that
puck.
man undue emotional duress.
He could sue you for that when you get back to shore.
I doubt
Yeah,
I'll ever make it to shore, but okay.
If you were still a part of the American military, you could be brought up on war crimes at the Hague.
According to the Google, the Lido deck is a public area with a main pool, dining venues, and entertainment, while the Sun deck is often located above the Lido deck and focuses on relaxation and sunbathing.
Okay, so I was
So the
half
Lido
right.
deck
So the
is where you
pool is
party.
one deck down. Cool. You guys find the shitty ass pool. The same thing happens.
Oh.
We
immediately deployed
go
the
we go
teacher
back to
overboard.
the ship. We get the gasoline. We pour it in the pool. We light it on fire. We
Cool.
don't actually do that.
Say everything.
Okay,
Everybody,
yeah,
guys.
Mhm.
All right,
Dr.
so yeah.
Payne, roll first aid. Oh wait, it doesn't matter because everyone's dead.
All right. So okay, so here's how we did it. I don't have to retcon it. Another team did find it. You guys find them in the midst of spray painting the biohazard sign on, and then they explain.
Yep, fair
Yeah,
enough.
I'm definitely going in the found footage thing, like watching a dude spraying biohazard symbols along the place. Like, huh, what are you doing about that? Like, well, let me tell you. And then we got flashbacks, of him being absolutely grossed out.
Throw some bleach in there and you might just gas the entire ship.
No. So you guys are searching deck 3, the Lido deck. As we have now come to understand, the Lido deck is the entertainment deck. So not a whole hell of a lot to search here because it's a lot of wide open room. Well, I guess it wouldn't be wide open rooms, but it's definitely a lot of bigger rooms.
I mean, for sort of 50s ship, there's probably a lot of tables around the place.
I mean, you guys do find a casino. There's a lot of gambling that would have happened on this.
Nice.
So it's about a lot of overturned tables, some vintage 1950s like poker chips. You want to take those?
I'm totally taking some.
We can get into Mr. House.
Yeah.
No, wait.
Yeah, do we find a platinum one?
No.
Do we find a random ass snow globe?
Yes, as it's being bashed into your face.
Damn.
Oh shit.
Think
everyone-
fast.
If you can dodge a snow globe, you can dodge a wrench. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. If you can dodge a ball, you still can't dodge a bullet. Clack, clack, clack.
That's a new one.
This message brought to you by the British military.
No, this message brought to you by Deviston.
Huh?
Cyberpunk.
Ah. Oh, good thing I don't know Cyberpunk that much.
Yeah.
I'll get around to getting into the franchise.
All right.
Right.
But I would like the three of you to drop me an alert this while I go check my front door.
Oh, yay. How easily am I going to die?
Oh, we're off to a great start.
But the failures.
Oh, let's go. We put 2 people on search duty when they have 20% alertness. We love to see it.
I mean, it's not a crit
Oh,
failure.
no.
I only failed by 40. 45. And
You
Corbett.
sure about that?
Oh my god, I got the failure 69.
No, hold on. How much did you fail by, Magica?
45 out of 60.
You want to try that again, buddy?
I didn't crit fail.
95 minus 60
You
is...
had the best
Right.
chance. You had the best chance.
Well, I'm not fixating on that. I'm just like, I'm curious how you failed by 45 with a 60% chance. That means you would have had to roll 105 somehow.
Right. I can math, but not really.
No, you can't. You clearly demonstrated you can.
You want to try again, buddy?
35.
You had the best
There you go. We got there.
I was off by 10.
You had the best chance.
And so far, I failed twice.
Oh my gosh.
Max had the best chance, but at least Megan rolled a 69. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, okay,
Okay.
so
We
when am I
died.
dying?
No dying. But as you guys were walking around the Lido deck, you guys happen to get into the casino area, like I mentioned. You guys are looking around. This is probably the biggest room on this particular deck. There's a bunch of like sidebars and restaurants, different themes, or they used to. So one had a very tropical theme. Another one had a like 1920s speakeasy vibe. Another one very much tried to pull that like 50s diner motif in, like the black and white checkered floor, the very big plush leather seats that were still uncomfortable even then.
The regular one-armed bandits.
Well, those are off in the actual casino, not the side restaurants. The bars.
Now hang
There's
on,
a
this
sometimes
was
they have one
70
on the
years
table.
ago, right?
Yeah.
And we're
What's-
on present day, right?
Yep. Good news is most casino games haven't changed that much in 70 years.
This
But,
would
means that we're
be, so the 1950s would have actually, right? 19, yeah, 1950.
Yeah, but they still brought that diner motif with them because it was popular. That's even then, which is why it's remembered so fondly.
Which is why it's here.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it actually would have been at this time. Yeah, okay.
Even though that's a style that I actually still enjoy.
Alright. So, as you guys are happen to be looking around, we'll just go left and right. Wait, who failed the worst? Nobody could have failed, so we start with top to bottom, so that'll be Max. Max, as you're looking around, you decide to start pushing some of the poker tables back on their side and just moving them out of the way or whatever as you're looking around. Just
Not
generally
difficult with the
clearing
highest strength.
just generally clearing debris. It went out of the corner of your eye. You could swear you see the telltale glint of somebody pulling a knife.
Max
Turn.
takes out his pistol and turns quickly.
And you do see somebody with a knife, absolutely gutting 3 people.
Do I recognize the uniform?
No, but it looks old. But not 50s old. Are those bell bottoms? Those are bell bottoms.
That's 70s, by the way.
Yes. I know.
Nope, that's what you see. This man is going to town on these 3 people. You're even starting to smell the perforated intestines. That don't smell good. Do you just continue to stand there and stare?
Pointing the gun? Yeah, I'm trying to parse a response. And
Fair
braid is not braiding.
Brain.exe has stopped responding. Please try again.
I mean, not doing anything is an action.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
It's not the first time we've seen somebody get disemboweled.
Well, now we have 2 other PCs who get to respond to you just pointing a gun at someone that they might not see.
Hold on.
Or
We'll get there.
something.
We'll get to them in a second.
Okay.
So, doing nothing, you just continue to watch this person go to town on them. Even after these 3 people have dropped to the ground as one of them was trying to crawl away. Do you know what a blood eagle is?
Yeah.
Well, the one who was trying to crawl away, the knife-wielding man begins to impart a blood eagle on this person. Then he looks up, stares at you with this wide grin, eyes completely filled with blood, as in like all the capillaries are busted, teeth sharpened to points, as he goes to lunge at you, knife in one hand, long in the other.
And Max cracks off a shot.
Okay. Cut over to who's the next one down? Keiran. You're taking all of these wonderful, lovely pictures of debris, detritus, otherwise disheveled room.
Man, nobody
If it
uses
was
the
in a
word
decent state,
detritus.
I could be making a catalog a brochure for the ship.
And you make your way back to the main casino bar, which is near the back of the room. It's a very long one. You could probably get like 6 bartenders back here if you really needed to. Oh well, no, that's too long for the ship. Probably about 3. It's probably 20 meters long, and maybe more like 16.
It's big.
Yeah. As you're snapping photos, you take one of the area behind the bar. Actually, it looks like a few of the bottles are still intact.
Ancient alcohol. And potentially vinegar from the wine.
But you,
I've gotta look through them, and if I immediately see one that looks like it's like decent alcohol, crack it open to have a sniff.
you find a nice bottle of a 1934 single malt scotch. and you crack it open. It smells pretty damn good. This is when you go to drink it, and you look at the mirror. Weirdly enough, unshattered at the back of the bar.
Mhm.
And behind you, you see somebody level a shotgun and pull the trigger.
My immediate response to that is probably gone and like diving to the side.
Not whip around and throw the bottle?
No,
Who's gonna drink it?
I'm kind of more like in that kind of situation. I would be more interested in protecting my corporeal form.
Well, see, this is the interesting thing. You hear the gunshot. You don't feel the heat of the muzzle blast. There's no shattering of the window. Your head is absolutely fine. You did notice that the man was wearing a he wasn't wearing a sailor's uniform. He was very much wearing a full denim on denim suit, which wasn't around in the 50s.
Yeah, that's giving me that is giving me the mental impression of like something you would expect in the 70s.
No more of the 80s, but sure. Either way, doesn't matter.
You know what? It's the 90s superhero denim man.
Denim Dan.
Yep. It's Denim Dan when he cracked and went on a murder rampage.
This is when you do hear a second gunshot as a bullet whizzes down the bar, slamming into a couple of glasses. But before you can react to that, we're going to jump over to Dr. Megan.
Okay.
You're in the 1950s diner. Fuck it, why not? No. You're in the 1920s diner.
Oh,
I get to hit you with my own little mini waystone.
Oh no! God.
As you're looking around this diner, you take a look at the canned food. You absolutely know that even 70 years out of date, some of this might be good, but at the same time, you're like, I'm not gonna chance it. Because there's a difference between canned goods being preserved in like a nice not sealed, but a nice like well-maintained basement or a stock room or a depository or something, and then being in this room, in this ship, going through not rapid, but multiple temperature changes throughout the year, and depending on where it's at, all that, you're probably like, that's probably bad. I don't care what that can says.
Right.
That is when, as you're looking through this pantry, you go to turn around to leave, coming to the conclusion that nothing in here is salvageable except for like maybe the metal trays. But you're like, what the hell am I gonna do with those?
Right.
And that's when you see probably the most obese person you've ever seen, just gorging themselves on whatever food that they can find. They're just on the floor eating. Actually, you're not even sure what the hell they're eating at this point. You can see there's some vegetables in there, some random canned meat. Is that a rat? Shit, it might be. No shirt on, just food all over them. They've clearly thrown up on themselves a couple times.
I try to avoid them.
Well, it's kind of hard. You have to step past them to get out the door.
Oh man. I kind of toss them the cans I had in my hand and try to get away that way, and then go.
All right. As you go to do that, they look at you, open their mouth, and just projectile vomit all over you.
No, why?
And it is this nasty, black, gunky, chunky mess. And it smells absolutely rancid. You could swear you could feel it burning your skin. And as you go, you finally begin to go to run out the door. Yeah, it's all gone. Nothing's there.
Yeah.
And then you hear a gunshot.
What? Oh God.
And I need all of you to roll sanity.
not only rolling sanity, I hear a gunshot. I'm picking up my weapon.
Apparently, Keiran's just okay with his head getting blown off.
Yeah, no. This is not good. Okay.
Oh, damn it. Did Magic not come back yet?
I don't know.
Oh, successful enough. I realized that was...
I mean, to be fair, right, the perfect thing here would be if he comes back, rolls sanity, and fails. Because effectively, Keiran and Megan, like, sanity checks have succeeded because they were snapped out of, like, thinking about it
Thinking of
by him
reality.
firing.
Yeah, the fake reality. Now we see the reality.
Well, I'll wait and see when Magic comes back. We'll jump down to the engine room.
Hey, that's me. Nkk.
Hello.
So you guys are toiling away in the engine room. If you guys weren't working with a lot of heavy equipment and basically just heavy everything, it'd probably be pretty goddamn cold in this room.
Returned. I have food.
Hey, Magic Guy, you should roll sanity.
That makes sense. I think this is so far my only other success today.
Well, all of you managed to succeed in throwing off these quote-unquote visions. Apparently, they're just becoming a everyday occurrence to you guys. That's troubling in its own right.
Meanwhile, somewhere in the 1920s, an insane guy with a tinfoil hat is just looking up like, huh?
All right. But, I will stick with the engine room for now. You guys are toiling away, sweating up a storm, despite the overall internal temperature of this room maybe being, I don't know, 10 degrees C. For those of you that need freedom units, it's about 50.
Okay.
So, like, it ain't warm, but it ain't cold, but it is definitely like the, this is annoying. Especially since you're also standing in ankle-deep water that is probably, like I said, like negative 10 C. Again, that's about 12 degrees F. So your feet are cold, but that's easy enough to deal with. You can multi-layer socks, put a bunch of boots on, and a bunch of other stuff, and there's a pump going, so eventually it becomes not an issue. You guys take 20 minutes, put your feet in front of the space heater, fine. The big problem with the engine is, like I said, getting all this fucking rust off, because it hasn't turned over in forever, so it's kind of just rusted in place. This is not a task. This is not a task that's going to be done today.
No, it's gonna be a task that'll probably take a few years.
Yeah. You did manage to get 2 of the, I don't know how many boilers. Oh, I got like 6. 2 of the boilers lit.
Probably not. But we could just assume that it has 6.
Yeah, I think it's a decent number. So that is also contributing to the fact that you're sweating your asses off. Because by the time you finish working, it went from 50 degrees Fahrenheit to about 90 in the room.
Okay.
But while you guys happen to be working on this, I would like both of you to also drop me an alertness. Everybody's just failing. Everybody's seeing the bullshit. So, KK, while you happen to be, being a much smaller frame than Grover, it's easier to you to get into places that he can't. While you happen to be working in a more tight confines, yes, tight for a ship, which means it's very small. You hear what sounds like the grinding of metal on metal. Somebody's screaming for help. And by the time you unwedge yourself from wherever you happen to be working, there is somebody that is, it seems to have been on top of a metal catwalk. It has fallen through, and they are now impaled 6 or 7 times by metal pipes. And they are no longer crying for help as they see you, as they rip themselves off of the metal pipes and start crawling toward you, now missing the lower half of their body. Grover, you're over by the boilers at some point, and you feel something or someone push on your back as you are being shoved toward a boiler, like the entrance, or where you would throw in like the coal or the fuel or whatever the hell you're using to heat it.
Grover initially like whips around, like prepared to like just fucking blow a gasket at KK, the only other person in this room with him.
You go to do that, but whatever is pushing you is much stronger than you are. And you are still being moved toward this boiler.
Okay.
As you go to try to stop yourself, whip around and all this, you eventually fall backwards as whatever force has been pushing you towards this boiler has released you. And you are staring up at a person who is missing their eyes, their nose, all of their teeth is grinning at you before they dive headlong into the fire of the boiler. And I need both of you to go ahead and roll sanity. Grover finally failed the sanity check. Now watch me get a fucking 1 on this.
One of us.
Oh, nope, we got the 6.
Oh dear.
Down to 69. Nice.
You know what? This makes sense. Everybody else has been kind of been putting through this shit. Has, seen this shit, gone through it a little bit. You had their own little mental lapses and breaks and dealing with this. It's finally time Grover fucking had to deal with some shit. Although I think you have to deal with a temporary insanity because I think you busted that threshold. I'm pretty sure it's 5 or more. You know what? I really don't feel like dealing with that. I don't think it's interesting in this context, so we're just gonna ignore that. But yeah, we will shoot back up to the casino crew. Max, you just whipped around, fired a gun at a dude who was charging at you. There's nothing there. The bullet has rang out towards the bar, which you knew Keiran was standing at, taking out a martini glass and the mirror behind him. Keiran, you're now covered in mirror glass.
And presumably on the floor.
Yep. Megan, you have run out of this pantry, out of the diner, to... You're surprised, as it kind of looks like Max just tried to shoot Keiran.
What the fuck? What
You know what? We both shout "what the fuck" at the same time.
Why are you trying to shoot Keiran?
Wasn't aiming at him.
What were you aiming at?
Seemingly another hallucination. I just watched people from the...
You are
Wrong
ordered to have a psychological test when you get back.
We've all been seeing some pretty crazy shit, to my understanding.
We're all gonna have a psychological test when we get back.
There's some grunting behind the bar as I move onto my knees and kind of look over the bar with like my head to the side, so like one eye comes up first, making sure there's no more bullets coming, and then I will actually lean up and like punch my hand down on the thing, being like, dude, you knew I was over. Why the fuck did you shoot here?
Also, that bottle of scotch is all over the floor now.
I hold up the smashed top of the bottle of scotch, be like, you fucking know how hard it is to get shit lit this good.
Yes, actually, I do.
Then why did you
Smash
shoot it?
as I smash it down.
Oh man. This might not have been worth the money, she says.
For the sake of my own sanity, that was a bottle of Macallan from 1936.
Oh.
For anybody who's wondering, a bottle of Macallan 18-year-old single malt scotch goes for $450 in modern day. I just wanted you to be aware of how much money just went out the window.
Okay.
Yep. I look down at the label, have like the moment, you know, do the cross.
I am so gonna have a conversation with your security officer.
Rest in peace, his bottle of what the DM said.
That is such a weird thing to say.
You're the
What?
one taking pot shots at me.
Excuse me, but I think talking to your security officer would be the wise thing to do, since one of you was asleep and now one is trying to shoot at the other.
I wasn't shooting at him.
No,
I told you what I was
what
shooting at.
were you shooting at?
Somebody from the
Exactly.
wrong era, by the looks of it. The late 60s, early 70s, disemboweling a bunch of people.
What?
Kind of looks like a hippie.
What?
Yes, I
Okay.
doubt it showed up on the GoPro.
I am curious to know if there's maybe some chemical that's causing us to go crazy, because
I mean, that wouldn't explain the zombies. And the actual damage they did.
and the guy that was in the other room that was eating a bunch of stuff
Eating
and
corpses?
then spewed all over me.
You look pretty
I
clean.
still smell that spew.
You look pretty clean.
Which is an hallucination, which means that maybe something weird like chemical is in the air right now.
Yes, but again, that wouldn't explain the zombie ship and the substantial amount of damage it did.
Actually, it would if there's a
just gotta be
substantial
climbing
amount
over
of
the bar.
chemical.
A bunch of thumping and you know, sounds like glass falling as he's climbing over the bar. The gesture like, oh great, yeah. So we've got like fucking sea mold making us all go mental.
I
that
don't
explains
know,
So,
but
so that explains why you, and he points to Max. You see some dude massacring the place. I see some twat and a bunch of fucking. I see 90s denim man blowing my fucking head off with a shotgun, and you get some sicko from Dead Rising 3.
yeah. Although I don't think I've seen Dead Rising 3, so I'm guessing
I mean,
you
you have to
guys.
play Dead Rising 3. It's a video game.
For the player, it's a character that's seen stuffing their face with tons of food. All the bosses are, you know, 7 deadly sins. That one's greed. And they literally projectile vomit to shoot themselves backwards in like a shop mobility cart as an attack. I shit you not, that is a real thing. It's
Okay.
hilarious.
And we'll keep
Yeah,
that
so
in
you got the
character
Dead
because
Rising-
I'm
you got
like,
the Dead Rising 3.
Dead
All right,
Rising-
yeah, fair enough. You know what? I give you the really quick cliff notes of the Dead Rising 3 greed boss. Sorry, gluttony boss.
okay. I didn't think I was in some game, but I guess I am now.
Everyone immediately looks to the camera with a wink.
Yep.
Okay, right. So unfortunately, it would seem that we cannot blame this on you taking experimental painkillers.
No.
Nope.
Everybody seems to be seeing things today. which makes me wonder if there may be a chemical poison in this area. Because
chemical
everybody's starting to see things.
But that doesn't explain.
No, it doesn't explain anything, but it's possible. It could also be possible that our zombies were actually people. No, that would not work.
That wouldn't explain why they
Oh.
vanished after doing a considerable amount of damage.
Oh, so we're understanding that zombies are people too now.
Oh,
Okay.
no, that's not what I was saying. Oh my God,
I'm
Keiran.
dead, not unperson.
I was thinking of the fact, well, maybe it was some.
Yeah.
Can you listen? I'm actually talking in character.
We're listening.
Okay. I'm thinking that possibly, those were the pirates. And while we were having this chemicals
Okay.
shutdown of whatever was going on in our brains, it was happening at the same time. But then I was like, no, that can't explain it.
No, that doesn't work either.
Oh, okay, right. So, first off, Max, we are not in Australia. Second off, and I'm going to take out the radio. From the time that we've been on the ship, I'm imagining the player group have been on the ship the longest.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean that's just my basic understanding in character, because we're doing a bunch of shit that's taking a long time. So I'm going to radio to just on the radio be like, Grover, KK, either of you guys there?
Yeah, and we will cut over to the engine room to deal with the fallout of what happened with these two.
Yeah.
So, KK, the guy who was busy in the lower half is Tristan's trailing out all behind him, leaving chunky goo all over the place. As he goes to reach for you, he's gone as fast as he appeared.
Even though my sanity was at a 4.
You succeeded.
You didn't lose sanity, but you still saw it.
Oh yeah. The failure of the alertness check is how I dictate whether or not you guys are going to see these things. Because we punish failure, not success.
Yeah, you didn't lose Sandy at all.
So you saw it, but your mind was able to rationalize it in some way. But you'll look over to where the boilers are, just like where you happen to pop out from between the two main engines. You see Grover's basically looking like he had fallen over and looking at the boiler.
Grover will kind of back away a step or two, kind of shake his head and call over. One outside for a smoke break real quick. Yeah, clear my head.
I'll probably join him outside, just not for the smoke, just for the air.
Yeah, Dr. Boucher, who also happened to be in this room at the same time, but was nowhere near either of you two, and was completely blocked from seeing both of you, will peek out. Yes, it is probably a good idea. We've been in here for a few hours. Maybe the heat is getting to people. I know it's getting to me. I need to. It'd be bad if we all had to deal with the heat stroke. Heat exhaustion, sorry.
I feel bad for the workers that actually had to work in here quite for almost the entire trip, shoveling coal or whatever.
Oh,
they were
dude, it
shoveling
was
into the
terrible.
boiler.
They all hated that
Consider-
shit because these rooms
consider-
did get to like 90 to 100 degrees.
Well, considering the room is like 90 right now as it is, and there's only 2 boilers running, and there was 6 of them that had to be running.
Yeah, no, that's real shit, man. Those boilers, those rooms would get up to like triple-digit temperatures.
It was definitely not unusual for people to outright pass out.
I can tell you for truth that those things could get up to triple digits.
Well, yeah, you're standing in a room with 6 things of fire going in metal cases.
Yeah, I used to work with places like this. So, yeah, it does get hot.
So, you guys all step out onto the deck. Dr. Although she asked you guys to call her Camille. Well, look over, Grover. Are you okay? That seemed a little sudden.
I will be fine. I lost my balance and my brain's playing tricks on me. All this talk of hallucinations and stuff must be getting to me too.
It's probably a good idea we stepped out here. Heat exhaustion was probably getting to you.
Yeah. I'll be fine again in a few minutes. Then we can get back to work.
I say we take lunch out here. Let our bodies cool off a little.
Very well. Grover lights up a cigarette and
And
heads
as that
to
happens,
lunch.
you get a conversation.
Yeah, this is when you guys will get a squawk over your radio thing. Keiran, take over.
All right, yeah. So just basically anyone there.
Grover will pick up his radio. Grover Manning responding.
Hey, it's Keiran, other team. Have you guys had any weird shit happening?
Define weird shit. We haven't seen any zombies, no.
Any hallucination?
Well, yes, actually.
Oh fuck.
I mean, over here we're mostly talking about the heat stroke, but did you guys have a similar event over there?
Yeah. So apparently, Dr. Payne saw some weird, like, gluttony thing going on that apparently vomited all over her.
You're gonna get cut off by Camille. Maybe we should all meet up. We were going to take our lunch break anyway. Maybe we talk face to face and clear our heads with a meal and water.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Meet up on the sun deck?
Yes, that deck has been cleared, so that sounds like a good idea to me.
Grover will nod and make his way there.
All right, we'll head up there. See you when you get there.
Alright, so, casino team. As you guys are going to make your way up, the other team that was searching the Lido deck, they were basically, you guys were searching, like, the four, they were searching near the back, or the other side, it doesn't matter. They were on a different part than you. We'll walk in. We didn't find nothing. What about you guys?
Wait, sorry, who walks on?
It's a bunch of nameless NPCs who were searching another part of the Lido deck.
Kind of shrug, like, no, we ain't found nothing either. Got some good booze. Oh wait, that's right. This dumbass went and shot up the bar.
Wait, what? You shot a gun?
Yeah.
Did you guys not hear it?
No.
Oh, they definitely don't soundproof ships like they used to.
They don't soundproof anything like they used to.
You have
I
nothing
hope
to
that
say
is
right
not
now,
from,
Mr.
Yeah,
DiMaggio.
it's like, I hope that is not from experience. Do you
It is-
regularly take pot shots at allies standing latently behind a bar?
Allies?
Trying to get a
No.
decent drink?
Allies? No. Stuff that I'm told to point a gun at and shoot? Yes.
Yeah, well,
As he finally puts away his service pistol.
Oh, service pistol, right? See, because I actually pictured it that you leveled an MG.
No! If I fired my SMG,
No,
you
MG.
would in fact be dead.
dead.
Well, no, the other thing is, though, too, is that even if he did survive, I think he would have lost his hearing at that point there because of the massive amount of noise that it would generate.
Like, if I fired my machine gun in your direction, that's how much.
You would have failed and did 18 damage to your own feet you were aiming at.
I'm pretty sure that bar would be splinters, wouldn't it, correct? If I had fired the LMG.
Part of it. Not the whole thing. And you were aiming pretty high, so you would have decimated the bar behind it and the everything. Your point still stands, as in you probably would have hit him at that point.
Yes.
You know that you were aiming at this thing, and where you're pretty sure you know where your bullet hit, where Keiran was standing at the time. You probably wouldn't have even hit him with one bullet. Now firing that whole MG, much more likely.
That's why he went with the service pistol. An LMG at close range makes a very big mess.
I mean, to be fair, I wasn't even picturing it as being that close. I mean, it's a big wide area. Anyway.
Oh yeah, no, that was why he had very little chance of hitting you with a single shot. But when you're not quite panic firing, but just straight firing an LMG, that's a pretty big fucking cone.
Yeah.
But anyway, that didn't happen. But the other teams would be like, yeah, we already took our break, so if you guys didn't find anything here, we're gonna, I guess, start on the next deck.
Okay.
All right. Well,
we're gonna go take our break now. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You guys too. We heard about the floor falling out of the lower deck, so
yeah.
They pick up what looks like a giant fish hook. No, not fish hook. Like a fish pike. Picture a big piece of wood with a metal spike and a hook on it.
Bill hook.
Yeah. Yeah, they handed us this thing and said just every few feet just poke the floor.
It's actually very smart.
Yeah, apparently they used to have to do it also during the Vietnam and stuff, where they had to go into the spider holes and the tunnels to stop from falling into shit-filled spike traps.
Yeah, punji traps.
Well, that might be what they're called, but it was described to me as shit-filled spike trap.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, he's right.
They are in fact ship-filled spike traps. Yes.
Yeah, quite literally, Keiran will explain in nauseating detail about the fact of them literally being shit-smeared stick.
Yeah. Anyway, you guys go enjoy your mist-covered lunch, I guess.
Yep.
I miss McDonald's as they wander away.
I'm sure we'll pass by an oil rig on our way back.
I don't want an oil burger.
No, they tend to have McDonald's there.
On oil rigs.
Oil can! You hear as they walk away.
You are not the Tin Man. You don't need it.
I never said what type of oil.
Heyo.
Max will pinch the bridge of his nose.
So you pitch your mask.
Yeah, pretty much. Max will then fight a chalkboard and write days since last lewd joke made. -5.
No. We don't get to save up any. You put that shit at 0.
I was gonna say, you can't have a negative day.
Smash cut to the one that's in the bunks that says -4.
As it gets smashed, and then a new one puts up and it says 0. You don't get to bank the loot.
He just doesn't know how counting works.
No, it's bank the negative loot. And we established that earlier.
Bank.
Actually.
When I failed to.
I mean, to be
math
fair,
out
I'm actually
the magnitude of my
picturing.
failure.
I'm actually picturing that working as the negative number is the days running that we've had the jokes.
Is that how that was supposed to work? I suppose I stopped erasing that. Alright.
Back to where we're meeting up.
Yeah, so you guys head out to the sun deck. One of the areas that's covered by an awning, so you're not as fogged on.
Why are we here again?
I think it
Because
was,
they're being paid?
The others.
well, I mean,
Well, why you're here is when a mommy and a daddy love each other very much.
Shut up.
No, I give him the parent like thwack over the head. That's like barely even one finger worth of blows. Like,
Look,
no,
dude, you
suppose
just shot
that's-
at one of us. I don't want to hear from you right now.
That's
I can shoot at you
why
too if you
I'm
like.
here. No, you don't get to do that.
She holds up her pistol at him. I don't think so.
all right. So Grover and KK, you guys walk out to the sun deck with Dr. Megan pointing a gun at Max.
With me also like leaning over to put the hand on the gun and push down. Like, whoa.
He
You
Relax.
better have a damn good reason to be pointing a gun at him.
just.
I pointed one at him by mistake while hallucinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone should be pissed about getting shot at, it's me.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, you're surprisingly taking the getting shot at part in good humor. It's largely alcohol that you seem to be taking strongly.
Well, let me ask, Megan, are you currently hallucinating?
No.
Then put your fucking gun away.
Well, he's saying that, I'm leaning over to Ski Mask and be like, dude, I've covered wars, you know.
Grover will walk up to the table and have a seat. All right. If we're all going through these hallucinations, everyone, one by one, describe what you saw. As great as details you can.
Well, I guess Max will start. I watched a hippie disemboweling people and making a blood eagle. They then lunged at me, so I cracked off a shot. With my service pistol.
God, that's fucked
Ma-
up.
It really is. It's not the worst thing I've seen happen to a person.
No, but it's still kind of up there.
Okay, wait. I have a question. What the fuck is a blood eagle?
Max explains.
Okay. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
Well, you.
Yeah,
Well-
go for it, Max.
Okay,
I'm
so you
literally
know how
taking
you're-
out a notebook
okay, so-
to write this all down.
Max picks up a knife. So imagine I were to cut your chest
Grover will-
open, take out your lungs, and rip them out.
Yeah, hold
While
on.
you're-
Wait,
No, let's go. You can go.
well, I was going to say there, like, when you pick up the knife, are you gesturing at people or at yourself?
I'm gesturing at the air.
Okay, so he's hallucinating and stabbing at the air. We should put him out of it.
Everybody panic fires. You all die as you all shoot each other in a circle.
I'll casually lean away from him while I'm putting in like the
There's more than enough
Right,
room
it's
if he's
okay.
just gesturing vaguely in front of him. He's
Yeah.
not danger of hitting anybody.
So, you cut them open. You spread the ribs part. You pull out the lungs. You bend them out in such a way that they basically resemble wings on the person. It's pretty disgusting, very visceral, and not the worst thing I've ever seen.
Everybody can go ahead and roll history except for Max. Dr. Megan, need you too. Okay, Max is 100% correct on the Blood Eagle. In real life, sorry, Magica, you were wrong on that. You actually cut from the back and you break the ribs off the spine.
Oh, okay. So I was half right.
It's the wrong
You
side.
had the narrative implication of it, which is really the point.
Means I somewhat know what I'm talking about, unfortunately.
You got the
Unfortunately.
yeah, to say like you got the visual and the gross part, and that's like the main part.
Yeah.
That is yeah, I'm not going to think about that anymore.
All right. First things first.
Slowly pushes away lunch.
First things first. Max, you were wrong to shoot at the hallucination, but Megan and Keiran, if you experienced your own hallucinations too, stop giving them such a hard time over it. Especially don't point your guns at him.
Excuse me, I was de-escalating that.
The last one was towards Megan. In any case, Keiran, you want to go next?
All right, and he'll give the explanation.
the very cliff note.
Yeah,
I mean, his was the easiest.
Yeah, essentially, standing behind the bar, looking through some stuff, and fucking 90s man in a bunch of denim that I see in the mirror, shoots me basically. Of course, I see that. My immediate reaction is gasp and dive to the side, which is probably why I didn't take his bullet. Although, to be fair, it's that whole thing, like, because the stuff like happened like so close.
Near simultaneously.
I'm not aware of like I had absolutely no fucking chance of getting hit by that. So it's like I don't know, but the thing that was actually kind of weird about that.
I mean, you would be supremely aware. You would be supremely aware that you would have been dead. Like, your reaction was not fast enough.
Yeah, like the whole thing with that actually comes across incredibly weird. I don't know if this even really matters, but just putting it out there. The mirror should not have been in one piece, and I don't think it actually broke at like within the hallucination. I don't know if it matters. I mean, it probably doesn't.
Alright, fair enough. Megan.
She responds quickly by saying, I saw a very grotesque man eating everything that it could out of the pantry, plus a rat, whatever you want to call it, and then got spewed all over. I swore I was still spewed, and then when I went in the room, he was pointing actually shooting at Keiran.
I was not shooting at Keiran.
All right. KK, did you see anything or no?
Yeah. Looked like a man standing on a catwalk. Thing falls. Guy gets impaled on like 7 or 8 pipes, and then next thing you know, he's crawling towards me. In half.
All right. Camille, Grover goes to the NPC.
No, I did not see anything. It was actually quite weird when I saw both of you acting out of character, as it were.
Strange. Well, go with my own story then. It seems I'm the only loser to get a tactile hallucination. I felt something push and tackle me towards the boiler when I was feeling it. I managed to struggle out of the way, getting myself to the side of the opening, and when I turned around to look at my assailant, I saw a male corpse with his eyes gouged out, smiling at me with most of his teeth ripped out in bloody fashion. It then lurched into the boiler itself and disappeared.
I'd say at this point here, is it really worth to try to save the ship at this point here, considering it's having all these things that we're all experiencing?
I mean, we were having hallucinations on the island too, as far as I'm concerned. But
not as violent as what it was from what we've experienced after the island.
Well, you say that.
You are so off.
Out of interest, and he gestures to KK. You saw like a dude fall off a catwalk and get impaled.
Mm-hmm.
Were the the stuff he got impaled on, was that there after he like vanished, or did that disappear as well? Do you
I
remember?
wouldn't know on that one.
No, you would, because the when the hallucination you would see. You could tell that there used to be a catwalk there, but all the pieces are gone. Like you could see, like that section of the catwalk is just gone. There's no debris, just gone.
And there's insurance with them.
And this is when Sephiroth shows up.
What? Why? Why'd you guys at least have a chance at fighting the enemy?
Alright, well, as he's talking, Grover kind of lists off like the third cigarette he's lit just during this conversation, and continue. The part that concerns me about all of this is that it seems to only affect us, as Grover gestures to the 5 PCs. We've been pretty close proximity since the island, but it's very strange that Camille over here was in the room with myself and KK and saw nothing.
What about any others on the ship?
Well, if I may, that's not entirely true. There was the one man who was talking about something crawling on the side of the ship.
Yeah, whatever happened to him?
I think he is on
Theodore?
one of the other search parties. Also, one could make the logic jump that the missing radio man was experiencing a hallucination, and that's why he is missing. He was following it.
And
That
is
seems pretty
potentially
feasible.
dead as a result.
Maybe, or just trapped and injured somewhere. It is the unfortunate thing that if we allow people to just run around these ships looking for him, then they might injure themselves. It's saddening, but it is.
Unfortunately true.
Yes, it is the. We must let the one suffer for the sake of the many.
Well, in terms of trying to find the missing straddler, it's not like most of the security team have experience with engineering or welding anyway, so we don't lose anything by having them search the decks while we fix the engines and rudders.
This is true.
And if he doesn't turn up by the time we're done, it's probably a safe bet that he died of starvation or dehydration.
I mean, if we get this sheep back to dry dock, they'll find him eventually.
True.
True.
Statistically true.
I mean,
Unless
maybe.
Unless he has gone overboard, then
Yeah.
nobody will find him.
In which case, he's joined the ghost zombies.
But in any case, in light of all 5 of us having this hallucination in such close proximity of one another as well, in terms of the time frame, I'm going to write you over to the captain and ask for permission to come back to the Will to Power to talk to Dr. Shen about potential mass hysteria.
There is another possible solution. If you guys only ever hallucinate when you are on a, for sake of a lack of a better phrase, away team, maybe separating you on different shifts might do the job.
Or it could make it worse.
I apologize. I understand the voices for the accent, but I did not understand what she said.
Maybe if it happens while we're all on the same away team, maybe separating us on the separate away teams would help. And
Basically-
I have to disagree because I had seen hallucinations the last time we all split up on separate teams.
Basically, not put the PCs all on the ship at the same time.
Okay, basically, if we're experiencing hallucinations as a collective, separate the collective and see if it solves itself.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which is something we'll have to experiment with next time.
I was gonna say, like, to point out, you guys actually have more distance between yourselves when the Max, Keiran, and Dr. Megan were in the casino, and Grover and KK were in the engine room, there's more difference between the two groups there than any one of you had while you were on the island.
Makes sense.
And we were still having the hallucinations.
Yeah, so if you were thinking like you were by yourself, like standing outside of the island, no, you were closer to any one of the other PCs than you were, or the distance between the two groups was greater than the single distance that you had between any one single PC on the island.
I mean, hey, I'm not opposed to the idea. We can talk to Ken about it, and if he gives it a green opinion, we can talk to the captain about shift changes.
Green opinion? You mean green light?
Instead
Same
of
thing.
agreeing. AGREEING.
You need to enunciate better.
No, you need to remember what incapacitated means. We're moving on.
Fade to black! Next time. And it cuts
You know,
to the middle
and-
party fighting
what
Sephiroth.
immediately happens, I finish making my notes, I put the book away, I tap the table as I go to stand up and be like, well, what's the worst that could happen? And then we fade to black. Because
Well-
now we all have a minus 500 to our luck because I had to open my big trap. What's the worst
No,
that could
the
happen?
thing is that
Yes.
the thing is that we have negative 500. He has negative 2,000.
I mean, I used the lowest stat for all of the PCs, so it doesn't matter.
I mean,
Anyway.
we all have 50% luck. I don't think there's a way to change
Yeah.
luck, is there?
Not except by DM Fiat, and I'm not doing that for this.
So, yeah. But yeah, Grover will call the captain, ask for permission to come back to the Will of Power.
What are you talking about? We've been waiting on you for over half an hour.
What do you mean?
Okay,
We're-
fair play. We did stop to have lunch.
No, right? You guys weren't there that long.
Yeah, like, we should... As Grover responds, what do you mean? We're only about halfway through our shift.
No, it's like 4 p.m.
Grover will check his watch.
As will Max.
No, your watches say it's about noon. Well, noon 30.
Noon 30. I'm
Grover will
Getting
be
12
suspicious, but it's like,
Okay,
we'll
I-
come in now then.
Yeah, I will make a point of having part of the recording of them saying that it's 4 o'clock. Whilst looking at several watches, all saying that it's about 12:30.
yeah. Well, Max's is a digital watch,
I mean, you check your phones, they say the same thing.
and Max's GoPro is literally attached to his shoulder
Actually-
bag.
Actually, I take that back. That's the interesting thing. You guys pull out your phones. They say 12:32, for sake of not just being 12:30. And then it jumps to 4:18.
All right, well, that's a digital watch. What about Grover's, like, analog watch?
That is a similar experience, but you check it and it says 12. Say it's slightly off, 12:33, and
Mhm.
then you blink and it says 4:18.
Well, hey, look.
That's not a
Another
good
point
sign.
for the mass hysteria claims. Oh.
But Camille's like, oh, I didn't have any hallucinations and whatever temporal anomaly has just happened. I was a part of.
So, splitting up might not solve the problem. In fact, it might make it worse. But it's better than trying nothing.
Depends what the problem is. The radio will click back over. Oh yeah, hey, did you guys run into that other search team? Because they didn't check it.
The guys who were here with us?
No,
Yeah,
the ones
they
you-
literally said they were going back as we were going to lunch.
No, it's not what they said. They said they were gonna keep searching.
Oh,
Because they had just taken their lunch.
oh, right. We should go find them.
I mean, are they back on the radio? Are they answering their radio or no?
No, then this is becoming kind of problematic because they were supposed to check in right before they were gonna come back. Then you guys weren't checking in, but then you guys did. So we're trying to radio them again.
What desk were they supposed to search?
The last we knew, they had finished searching their part of the Lido deck, and we're heading down to the boat deck.
Do you want us to head down there before we come back and see if we can find them?
No, the next shift is already waiting. You'll tag out with them, and they'll start there.
Understood.
I'm starting to think it's a bad idea to keep sending people onto the ship.
Oh yeah, Dr. Reagan, your painkillers have worn off ahead of time. You now have the exhausted condition.
Okay.
Roll a d6 for me.
Oh boy. And this is how she dies.
Yeah, probably.
Yep. Lose 5 willpower.
Okay.
Eef.
What happens every time you get the exhausted condition?
Fair enough.
And then you sleep. You get back a d6.
No, she'll sleep and get back 1.
Unlucky.
Oh no.
I said shit was gonna get harder.
I'm at 9.
Oh, we thought you meant. Yeah, but we thought you meant in a kinky
Wait,
way.
no, I'm not at 9. 5.
I can't
5
get any
willpower?
harder.
I'm at 6, guys.
What happens if your willpower drops to 0?
You go unconscious or catatonic.
Ah.
I don't remember.
And
Which one is
and
situationally
I'm at
worse?
4 hit points, 6 willpower, 67 sanity.
Do we make it back to the will to power without incident?
Oh yeah. Yep. You guys already had your incident.
Fair, actually, I suppose. And I guess we sit down and explain to the captain what the fuck happened.
Why weren't? We'll pick up with you guys getting back on the deck, and Nuwali has finally broken out all of his main gear because he's like, you know what, this is becoming an issue. He's now loaded down with riot gear. He's got his nice little AA-12 automatic shotgun. He's got, you know, I don't know, 4 grenades.
And fair enough, like,
Yeah,
no one
yes.
should probably be at the conversation where we explain what's going on, too, because, like, he's the head of the security team.
Yeah.
And this is becoming a security issue to the point where the security team might have to start just going on their own.
Well, yeah, but we're gonna pick up with an argument going between Nuwali and Ross next week.
Okay.
So what you're saying is next week we throw the security chief off of the top decks. Got it.
I mean, you say
you
that,
could
but
try.
I'm probably gonna be inclined to agree with whatever Nawal is saying because he cares about us more than Ross does.
Oh,
Well, guys, this is KarsaKKWx with my friends from NRT. You have just heard Vaults of Man, where shots are fired.
Well, one shot.
One shot so far.
One shot, no kill.
Anyway, until next time, goodbye.